Master Command Police protection around this. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. This is the show you've been waiting for. This is Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show with your host, CmdrAleon from Mars. Welcome, everybody, to the show. Welcome all over the world, all over the planet. Greetings, Zachary, Yoo-hoo, welcome, everybody out there. I'm Monty, Robbie, welcome everybody coming in. IGO 898 HD, welcome user 397. A-Rod, good to see you. DBM. Hey Debbie, good to have you with us, Debbie. Yes, you are. Deborah, thanks for coming in. Everybody in here. I'm CmdrAleon, the host of the most popular UFO spiritual talk show here on social media. The show that is disclosure all the way 100%. The show that has interviewed tons of people since last year who have been having encounters with extraterrestrial intelligence, star beings, angelic beings, light beings, plasma beings. And all on my show here, those people have come forth and shared their stories since last year, including UFO sightings. Hey, Nikki, good to see you. Always. And so many things. We took a little break last night. You know, sometimes the commander needs to take a break because when you're doing shows almost every night, you need to take a break just to re-energize. So we did that, and we're back. So I hope you missed me. Divine Empress, good to have you with us. Yolanda, welcome to the show. Kenneth Weir, welcome to the show. And on this show, I'm also a contactee for new people here. I've been a contactee since the 1960s. I'm also a person that does workshops, Astral Command workshops, where I take people off planet. I also am talk show host at WESU's Cosmic Eye Radio, NPR Pacific Radio, Sunday mornings here in the United States. And I'm also the co-coordinator of the Astral Command CE5 project here in the United States, which is a project over 11 years old where we have had visual sightings as a group when we go out and do what we do. Okay, you'll be back. Okay, Nikki. Hey, Deborah, good evening. Everybody coming in here. I always love TikTok because the numbers go up to 130, then go to 105. What happened to all these people? Well, the algorithm invites everybody to come here, and then they don't stay long enough to find out how good it is. And then they come back later. Hey, Anthony Warren, good evening. Good to see you. Truth Seeker, Marie, Sandra, everybody coming in here, welcome. And I got my apple cider. A matter of fact, I got a whole gallon of apple cider. If you've watched this show for a long time, you know the commander drinks apple cider. And we have it. We actually got a whole new gallon of it. It should last us for at least a month. Maybe not. Hey, Truth Girl, welcome. Peaceful Spirit, welcome. The face behind me. I'm not sure I did. I've been trying to catch up. I did some posts on my Facebook, Ashtar Command stuff. I was on Facebook a little bit today. I posted some really cool stuff in Facebook. And I have 2 Ashtar groups on Facebook, so I posted some stuff there. How did we go from 130 to 87 people? That's kind of crazy. But it'll get, as people think, because usually people see me on at 11, so they don't realize I'm on now. But they will find out. They will come soon. Star Runner, welcome to the show. Everybody coming in here. And we're just going to invite the people here. We're just inviting some more people. So I have a whole list of people I can invite. I just invited 15 people. With TikTok, it's weird. If I invite people and do it too many times, I get limited. So welcome to the show, everybody. We'll just invite some more people. And you're not missing anything. We're just getting started here. Just getting started. I just invited another 15 people. I don't want to overdo it. So TikTok might see I'm spamming when I'm not. Linda Lovely, good to see you. Welcome to the show. Brian Higabot. Carol1111, welcome. Dro, user 477. Wanda, welcome to Encounters. So we start a little bit early tonight. It's now about 10:31 in the evening. A little bit early. And of course, my cat's going to do her thing. Maybe. Hey, Boston boy, good to see you. Welcome to the show. And if you're new to the show, this is a show dealing with the spiritual UFO area. So we cover everything from encounters, visitations, UFO sightings that people are having. We also deal with crop circles, the mer people, the fairies, and also other galactic, intergalactic information here. So that's what we deal with. And I'm sure as the night goes on, our numbers will go back up because I'm on early tonight. I usually come on at 11. That's when everybody shows up. But I kind of fooled people because I'm on a little bit early. Actor Boy, good to see you. I appreciate you being here. Good to see you, Lynch, over in Greenland. Good to see you, brother. And it's just good to have everybody here. We're just kind of getting started. And we are definitely going to get into a few things. And as you can tell, if you're aware, I just posted, and not here yet, I'm going to be posting a daytime spaceship video. Hey, Carmel, New York. Good evening, HD. A spaceship video that I posted on Facebook under my Ash Trucker Man Spaceship News. I will post it tonight or tomorrow. And it's a really good video of a person that videotaped in the sky a spaceship that got really, really bright, fades out, gets bright again, and then totally blanks out of our dimension. It was a really, really good video. And I just got that video earlier tonight, and I posted it on Facebook. I am going to post it here as soon as I get a chance to. Hey, Rod, good evening. Good to see you, brother. Welcome, Z. Everybody coming in. And what I love to do is just so people that have information to share, if it's disclosure information, aliens are real, if it's UFOs that you've been recording or spaceships that are non-terrestrial, if you've had visitations by space people, some really, interesting things, fairies, mer people, Bigfoot, whatever, galactic areas. We don't deal with anything other than these topics. We don't have anything to do with the paranormal. We keep all the paranormal stuff out in left field somewhere where someone else does it. And there's plenty of people on TikTok or YouTube that are doing it. We're strictly a UFO spiritual talk show. So just give some background. So if this is what you like to do and get involved with, this is the place to be. Hey, Bensley, good to see you. Voice of One, good to see you. Eor, good to see you, Eor. And Mara, Tig, everybody coming in here, welcome. Cass. And so if you want to be a guest and you have a really good story to tell that's real regarding this topic, hey, Julie, you have to have 200 followers to go on audio. And if you have over 800, you can actually go on video. And we prefer people, if they're going to come on and they have the capability of video, to make sure you're presentable, and we'll put you on here and turn your camera on. I really would rather have people on their camera than on their profiles. All right, so that's pretty much a little bit of the background, how the show works. I'd like to share my Bigfoot story. I can private message you. Let's see, Ben. Let's see here, Ben. Ben, we can actually, if you actually press the multiple guest icon, then we can talk on here about your Bigfoot sighting on the show. In your case, it's not showing that I can bring you on as a guest, but I think if you press the guest icon with the little multiple guest thing, I think you can actually get on my show. I don't know why it's like letting me invite you as a guest, but I think you can do it. go to multi-guest next to comment, click on multi-guest. So that's how you do it. If you just click on multi-guest next to comment, and you'll be able to come on here. And anybody else who has a story related to UFOs, encounters with space people, we'd love to hear from you, hear your stories. And things are pretty much amping up. I've been feeling since I just took a night off that things are really kind of amping up now on a major scale. We are going to be getting together here in Connecticut on May 25th, which is a Saturday, and we are going to broadcast live our broadcast on the Apple Orchard Field. For those that are new, we have a group that's coming together, and we're going to broadcast it live. We're hoping that the weather's really good in New England that night, May 25th. And we're going to also get our C5 is going to be, our C5 group is going to be together. We're going to try to document sightings of spaceships. So we have a good group, and we're going to come together and see if we can actually facilitate with our group any visual contact of spaceships of light on the 25th of May. That's coming up in just a few weeks. So it's going to be pretty good. How do we go from 160 people to 117? I don't get it. It's that algorithm thing from TikTok. It invites the whole world, and then they say, oh, wait a minute, what's this? What have I been invited to? You've invited to the best talk show on spiritual UFO matters in the world. But it's just ebb and flow. That's the way TikTok works. You know, when I get after 11 o'clock, all the people will be coming in, you know. So we're just really super excited for the future of what is happening. So many sightings. I was looking at a number of UFO videos today, and this one I said from Florida was really, to me, impressive. The way it was lighting up, getting really bright, then dimming and getting really bright, and then it just zipped out of our dimension. It was pretty impressive. And I watched it a few times. It was almost like hypnotizing me. I kept looking at it. And when I do show it on here, you're gonna enjoy that video. You definitely will. For those that don't know me, I'm CmdrAleon. I'm with the Ashtar Galactic Command. Before coming to Earth, I'm a contactee. A real contactee, yes, a real person. I don't channel anything. I don't have crystal balls, no pendulums, no cards, no magic numbers. Everything here is real. And the good part of it is everything that happens here is real. Hey, Nikki D, good to have you back with us. Adam 3, welcome to the show. Ron, welcome to the show. Mario Gomez, good to see you. Edwin, welcome. Everybody coming in, welcome to the show. AGAG, welcome to the show. Klein, welcome to the show. TikTok, Midland, Nick Adams, Lisa, welcome to our show. This is Encounters, and we will be getting into, hey, Conscious Vibes, we'll be getting into interviews with people. Usually, in between the fact that we have no interviews at the moment, we will share with you information that will help you understand what's happening on the planet. Because the commander has a lot of information. I don't get it from the internet. I don't get it from anywhere. That's why I have a lot of information. I don't get it from anywhere. Hey, Conscious Vibrations. You know, so when I talk about information here, I'm giving you information from directly off planet. Thank you for the heart puff. I appreciate it. And I'm sure you've all been feeling the energy shifts that have been going on. It's been pretty crazy out there. I know I've been feeling it. I know a lot of people have been affected by the energy shifts that are coming into the earth. And they're pretty major. They really are. Hey, for all your relatives, good to see you. They're really major. And they're affecting us in many ways. Sometimes they affect us the way we react to other people. It's been very intense. Yeah, headaches and nausea too, Razio. Yep, headaches and nausea. That's included, absolutely. Our bodies are, in some cases, struggling with it, and it's a matter of letting go. So with all the new energy coming in, Roger says 10 days straight. Wow. Sirio, thank you for the roses. I appreciate it. And we're going to set our goal here tonight. We're putting 8 caps in our goal, 8 of the TikTok baseball caps. So if you wish to become a subscriber, you can subscribe for a month to my TikTok, or you can do TikTok gifts, or you can come use my Venmo account on my profile page. And this family, if you wish to Venmo any support. Judy says headaches and very tired. Yes, that would be absolutely true as to what's going on. So people might be feeling these different shifts and changes happening, and right now it's becoming extremely intense. The vibrational patterns from the sun, everything going on, the galactic shifts of energy throughout our universe, they're not just affecting the Earth, but they're affecting all the planetary systems, all the solar systems, all the galaxies. Everyone's being affected everywhere. And places where there are planets where people are more advanced, they're still being affected too. Because as our vibrational patterns go up on Earth, their vibrational patterns go up where they are. So if they are already at a high vibration, they will go up to a higher vibrational level of frequency. You see? Hey, Johnny, good to see you, brother. So as we all go up in that frequency, it makes a big difference in the way we react. And for humans, billions of humans, it means letting go of the old energy and allowing for the new energy to come into your whole physical body, right? Sometimes the mind doesn't want to let go of the old energy. It says, I love the old energy. This is the way it's been. But you let go of it, let the new energy come in, because it's going to elevate you to understand more things. Perpendicular orbit. Hey, Johnny, good to see you, brother. So a lot of things are coming down the pike. Thank you, Rod. And I think that's probably why sometimes I take a break just to meditate and get downloads and understand what's happening here so I can bring it back to you, the folks that are out there around the world, right? Yeah, letting go and making room for the new. That's absolutely correct. And it's going to be easier for people to have contact with our star family, with the space people. The reason being is as you watch this show, for those that don't know how to do it, you can learn how to facilitate contact on your own wherever you are. And it really isn't that hard. You know, I've actually shared with a lot of people here how to reconnect with their star family and how to make that connection. Hey, Sonia, good to see you. So we're going to have a great show tonight. It's not even 11 o'clock yet. I know I kind of tricked people. I got a little bit earlier than I normally do, but we are here. And our show from the other night, the night before last, is on my YouTube channel. So if you missed any of the programming, we had a great show the night before last on Monday. And that show's on my YouTube channel, which is Ashtar Command Spaceship News. You can watch all the previous shows that we do here on TikTok. Conscious says, so Sonia, thank you for the heart. Sonia, let's see. Conscious Vibration says, they have been helping me so much. House very active. Interesting. A poor decision says, I was abducted and molested. 3 days were unaccounted for. Half Pints Live. Okay. Poor decisions. Let's see here. We're going to follow you. Poor Decision says they were abducted. I'd like to hear your story. So he or she has 174 followers. They just need another 20, 21, 22 followers here. So everybody, let me see here. I'm going to pin. want everyone to follow Poor Decisions ZZ. They need about 20, 21 more followers, and we're going to definitely do an interview with them. If you want to come on our show, we'll bring you on live on the audio side once we get you up to over 200. So you'll be our first interview tonight. That's Poor, P-O-U-R, Decision ZZ. They said they were abducted and molested. 3 days were unaccounted for. So we want to help that person. We don't know when the abduction happened. I'm not assuming that the abduction happened recently, but I don't know. Oh, Conscious Vibrations. Thanks for coming in. Have a blessed evening. Thanks for being here. And we'll see if Poor Decisions gets up to 200. Back in 2008. Oh, interesting. We got them at a 187. Yeah, that would make sense. Back when they said, so they're almost at near there. They're at 187. Everybody followed Poor Decisions ZZ, and we will have an interview with them. Thank you, Johnny. This is Encounters, the show where we interview people from all over the world about their, be it an abduction, good positive contactee information, being with positive beings, the Bigfoot, the star people, the fairies, the mer people. It all happens here in a galactic level, for sure. They're at 189. We're close to getting them up to 200. So if we can get 11 or 12 more people to follow Poor Decisions ZZ, please follow them. And also, we want to get up to 100,000 likes tonight. That means everybody gets involved in the show. You know the routine. So we're at 9,000. We want to get up to 100,000 before 12:30 tonight on the East Coast. Let's all make it happen. If you have anyone you wish to invite to the show that you think would be interested, please invite them. We're at 191 for Poor Decision ZZ. Almost there. So this is the way we always have done it on the show. When people are that close to 200 followers, we really promote people following that person so we can get them on here, so we can actually do the interview and get into the nitty-gritty of what happened to them. And, excuse me, apple cider going down the wrong pipe. So here's how it works. Once we put somebody on the air or on the show with us here, you have to be over 18. No cursing, no foul language. Number 3, no drinking, no drunks or drinking or vice versa. 4, no smoking. Number 5, no paranormal discussion whatsoever. And that's pretty much basically it. Those are probably the 4 or 5 basic rules of being a guest on the show. And we're going to see where they are right now. Hey, Red One, good to see you. Oh, you're 39, good. So they're still at 191 followers. Come on, folks. They need, if we do 9 or 10 more people to follow a Poor Decision ZZ, I'll be able to bring them on the show and do a great interview with them. So I want everybody who sees them pinned up there, Poor Decision ZZ, follow them right now. Let's get them over 200. We can probably do this in 5 minutes. Let's see here. Red One, thank you. Hey, Waco Gal, good to see you. Thank you. Almost there, 199. Come on, they just need a few more people to put them over the edge. A few more people. It says 199 still. Let's see if we get them over 200. Still 199 on my thing here. Come on. There's got to be a couple of folks out there. Follow Poor Decisions ZZ. Just follow them on their profile page and we can get them over the 200. Is it me? Is it just not? You got to be kidding me. We have 119 people in here. We only need 2 more people or 1 more person to follow Poor Decision ZZ. We're one person away from getting them on the show live. One person. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, let's see if we can do it. Okay, Mr. Cash has 0 followers and was abducted by Zeta. Let's see here. All right, we're bringing you up there, Poor Decision ZZ, who's 39 years old. Just accept it, and you'll be on the... Okay, let me see. Why is my... I have to definitely use one of those lighting things. Welcome to the show. Good evening.
Hey, good evening. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can. Evidently, my ear pods do not want to work, so I will just have to put them away for now. And
Absolutely. I thought I would never get there. First of all, first and foremost, thank you, everybody. Thank you.
welcome to the show. This is how we do it. I'm the host of the show, CmdrAleon, and we usually, when people are that close, we usually get everybody to follow and get you on the air. So this is the first time you've been on live on TikTok, but you're on the best show on the planet. So welcome.
Oh, that's absolutely wonderful. And thank you, everybody. And like I said, this happened back in 2008. I'm 39 now, so I'm bad at math. I'm Asian. You figure I'll be good at math, but I'm
Now,
horrible.
whereabouts are you? Just so, well, you were abducted. What
Oh,
state were you in?
I'm in the southeast area, between Florida and Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah. So, it all happened in Georgia at the time, is where I'm residing at. And I've never been through this before, so it could very well be something else. But the only thing I can think of in all the other stories that I've had with other people was this is what it was. But to draw y'all a picture, this is back in the suburbs. Houses were not that far apart. It's the suburbs back in 2008, 2007. Can't remember the exact year.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody uses my front door. Everybody always knows to just knock on my window. I was living with my parents at the time, so you just knock on my window. No one uses the front door. I just open the window and they just hop in. It's a ranch home.
Okay.
So that was just what it was. Random people, friends, peers just hopped in my window. A lot of things we can't disclose on this live, as you mentioned. But as you can imagine, what a 17, 18, 19-year-old, 20-year-old would have done at the time. Just partying and hanging out.
Right.
But anyways, one of these nights I caught myself just screaming. My window was wide open. It was 2 a.m. or something. I don't know the time it was. I think when I look at the clock, it was like 2 or 3 a.m. Mm-hmm. But I was screaming on top of my lungs outside my window with my head poking out, almost falling outside. And I'm just screaming. And then I'm not sure how long I've been screaming for, but I caught myself and I'm awake at this time. By this time, I'm awake and I'm staring at this pitch black, outside my window, just screaming. And I realized I'm screaming outside my window. Like, what kind of, maniac, what's going on here? So I crawled, or I go back in, I close my window and I look at the clock. I remember it was like 2 or 3 in the morning. And then no recollection of where I am at the time or of, how, what day it was, what month it was. And then I recall just going back to sleep or staying up for a while and then going back to sleep one way or the other. I wake up the next day thinking it was, Monday or Tuesday or something, but it was like a Saturday or like 3 or 4 days were gone. And I can't remember, and I've partied for, since I was 13 years old. So it's nothing that carried me that way. I can hold myself very high tolerance, so it's nothing like that. I've done, anything you can think of back in the day, it's because I was, just experimenting with stuff.
Yeah.
It wasn't nothing like that. I wasn't a beginner or a amateur, But that was what caught me off guard. So I was speaking to all my friends, and they're like, "Yeah, we couldn't get a hold of you for 3-4 days. Where have you been?" I was like, "I don't know." So, and the only thing I could remember was at this time, only thing I could remember was screaming out the window at 3 a.m. So days pass. I'm getting deja vu. Of when you Deja vu happens. I'm not sure how vast your third eye is, but deja vu
Hmm.
could be anything. It could be multi-universe. It could be previous life, whatever you want to believe.
Yeah.
But the deja vu I had was just shots of memories of where I've been.
Hmm.
So it was just
Now, in 2008, though, you said you were screaming at 3 in the morning.
it was two or three, or I don't know. It was really
Somewhere in that area, right? Were
yeah.
you inside or outside of your home?
I was inside my bedroom with my head outside, screaming outside the window.
Okay. And then when did you lose track of time?
At that moment, when I realized that I was screaming out the window, and then, well, I guess not at that moment. I guess like I can't remember if I went back to sleep or if I just stayed there with my eyes open to
Hmm.
until sunrise. But when I spoke with my friends, they said they couldn't hear from me for 2 or 3 days or 4 days.
Hmm. Yeah. So if you were missing for 2 or 3 days, and the last thing you remember is you were screaming out your window, and then after that everything went blank, right, for about 3 or 4 days, roughly.
No, no. At that time, 3 4 days was already gone because
It was already gone.
that next day I reconnected with my friends and they told me they didn't hear from me.
Okay. So they didn't hear from you, but was the screaming? For my audience, I want to get this kind of straight. Did the screaming happen after the 3 to 4 days?
No, it was. You know what? That's a good question. I don't know. That was. It has to be after because,
Hmm.
like I said, that very next day when I spoke to my friend, they said I was already gone for 3 4 days.
Hmm. That sounds to me like, again, I've interviewed a lot of people and I listened really carefully to stories that you possibly had missing time.
Oh, it's a
Do you
lot.
want, do
It's
you
a
know
lot.
what, do you know what missing time is?
No, no.
Missing time is when you are possibly abducted, or maybe not, but abducted is a term that would be used for missing time, where you're taken by a non-terrestrial intelligence or intelligences out of your physical environment, and then you are taken wherever they take you, and then you come back and you don't remember anything. That's called missing time.
Okay. Okay.
I just want to help you here a little bit.
Okay.
I'm
But
not saying I know what happened, but I'm trying to help you because I know this is
absolutely,
not something you.
and like I said, the going back to the deja vu thing. So I'm getting recollection bits and pieces of memories. As days goes by.
Hmm.
And usually my deja vu are just, you just sitting there and you're like, oh, I've done this before, I've seen this before, and
Hmm.
stuff like that. But these deja vu is totally different. These
Yeah.
Because usually, like I said, deja vu is a feeling of being there already or doing something already.
Right.
But
Reoccurring.
yeah, but the deja vu I had was that feeling mixed with the feeling of I've never done this before, I've never seen this before. It was like the things I've seen it was a bunch of colors or it was a bunch of lights and stuff like that, and I've never
Yeah.
seen those or it just I couldn't remember where it was from, but it seemed like I
Now,
was
let me ask that. You said something very interesting just now. In your deja vu, you saw a bunch of colors and lights. Can you explain let's stick with the lights for a minute. Can you explain what that was?
the best I can explain that is if when I was a kid, I used to rub my eyeballs a lot, at night. And when you push in your eyeballs for a while, you start seeing this red tint, and you start seeing visuals. Actually, when you
Okay.
if you just cover your eyeballs and you push it in a little bit, you can start seeing bright lights and stuff. And eventually, it becomes whatever your mind takes you to. It's like a form of meditation.
Hmm.
But that was the lights I saw.
Okay. So I just want to get an idea what that was. So what really fascinates me is that you really did have missing time. Your friends didn't see you for a couple of days, and you just basically disappeared.
Yeah, and like I said, this is the time where we didn't, as far as me, I didn't use really front doors. This is pagers. I had a pager back in the day, and this is
A
before cell
pager.
phones, and well, actually, 2008, I did have a cell phone in 2008. Never mind, so it's not that
Hmm.
far ago. But
Right.
people will come and they just open my window. It's always unlocked. So if
Hmm.
they wanted to look for me, they literally just go by and check on me and see me there, or if I'm not there. So this is apparently
Hmm.
them checking on me and not seeing me there.
And have you, this is coming to my questioning here. Have you ever thought of, you have to find the right person. Have you ever felt like getting hypnotized to see if there could be a blockage going on from being in a situation of missing time? Now that you know what the definition of missing time is.
I've still don't know. What's your question?
My question is, have you ever thought of being yourself hypnotized by the proper hypnotist that deals with these kinds of things to see what happened in your missing
Oh,
time?
like get hypnotized by somebody?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know, man. I gotta really trust somebody to put me in
Well, no,
that.
you won't just go to anybody. You want to do some research on that. So there are people that do, like Bud Hopkins. I've known Bud Hopkins for years. He was a well-known person that hypnotized people that were abductees, that were abducting, had missing time.
Yeah.
Some that remembered their experiences. In your case, you can't remember anything right now, but you know you had missing time.
Yes. Yeah.
Jackie, what about you, Peter?
Based off what
Jackie,
my friends told me. Yes.
my friend Jackie, higher self healing. She's a hypnotherapist. She's the kind of person that you'd want to contact on here because she can help you with that. She's one of the people that would be in this focus of genre
Yeah.
versus just a general person that
And
hypnotizes people about.
I've seen too many horror movies. I don't know about.
Yeah, forget the horror movies. Forget the horror movies. You forget,
I
throw
do
the
want
horror
to.
movies.
I saw someone's question, Monique. I do want to touch Monique's question if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
You gotta realize, like I explained earlier, this is back in when kids were kids. I would at 13 years old, I was already driving cars. I was already partying. Picking up
Mhm.
girls. Going to movies.
Yeah.
Stealing cars and stuff like that. So
Okay.
my parents are always working. We're not poor, but both parents were working. One was working two shifts, one working one shift, and they'll flip flop. We're minorities. Living in a not a poverty area, but everybody's working. So the only peers you have were your friends. So
Right.
they were never really home. And when they were home, it's really just to cook dinner that lasts 2-3 days, and it's a different life. It's not what
Right.
we laugh. It's not what we have now.
Right.
There's a lot of freedom.
Right. But I think what Jackie's saying, and Jackie's a really good person, that if you decide to take my suggestion, she's the kind of person that I'd be suggesting to talk to and message and get to know her a little bit. She can work with you on finding out what that missing time was about. Because I get the feeling that you had the missing time. I don't know completely what happened, but I get it was that you totally were taken, maybe abducted, and then you came back and they made sure that you didn't remember anything, which is the case right now. You can't really remember what happened between the time you were missing. You can't, right?
Yeah, I still to this day, I still don't know. I get bits and pieces, and the only I can remember is the
Right.
slights and I don't know. Maybe now a lot of it was probably biased too, because I do watch a lot of horror movies and paranormal and stuff. I do follow a lot of that stuff, but I guess at the
Yeah,
same time, it's
maybe we should
biased.
throw the horror movies out the window. When
Yeah,
you start watching this show more often, you're not going to want to watch all that garbage on TV.
I,
It's all a distraction from the truth,
yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, I love me some horror movies.
But they can mess with your mind. Those movies.
Yeah, true. Now, 90% of horror movies are garbage. I stick
There
with
you
stuff
go.
now Hereditary really messed with me. Hereditary, all the Conjuring, those are the good ones.
Yeah, but you know what? If you want to really get into knowing what happened to you, one of the things you'll find about me, I'm a cosmic teacher. I do workshops where I teach people how to center themselves, how to connect with the higher levels of consciousness, and get into a space where everything that they love in 3D media, they'll actually decide to realize that it's like you said, garbage, and it's not worth it because it affects your consciousness. But I would say I find your story interesting, but it's up to you, man. I would definitely hook up with Jackie, at least get to know her. She's in our audience here, and she's a really good person that can at least tell you what being hypnotized is all about in terms of in the cosmic realm of remembering an abduction or something that happened related to this. I get something, there's no, you just don't use 3 days and your friends are looking for you, and that's an unusual situation. If you have 3 days hypothetically in 2008, where your friend's saying, "Where is he?" and you're not there. You didn't go out to another state driving your car, right? You were somewhere, but you don't know where you were for about 3 days. So obviously you've been taken by, I believe, without me tuning in too much more, but you were definitely taken and abducted and then brought back without, and as I think Jackie said, the memory is suppressed right now. So you have a suppressed memory, which is the memory's there, but you're just not able to see it because it's been blocked.
Yeah, and you know, and
Essentially.
that makes sense. You know, I might connect with Jackie, but you know, usually being hypnotized, and you know, don't you have to be there in person? Or this can be something be done over the.
You work that out with Jackie, whether you have to be there in person or not. But you can communicate with her, and she'll be able to give you. I'm not someone who does that, but you know, I do have good people in my audience here, and Jackie's one of them, and she can probably help you.
Okay, I'll have to deeply think about that because you know, like
Yeah,
I said,
definitely have some
I'm
fun.
only
No,
I'm
you
only
know, it's up to
basing
you, man.
everything
It's
off.
not going to be. You're the one who has to make that, you know, that decision. You have plenty of time to do it.
Yeah, like I said, I watch a lot of little movies where when they get hypnotized, you know, they don't really fully recover from it, and it's kind of scary.
Magenta's saying you're experiencing flashbacks from the experience. That makes sense too. You are kind of having flashbacks.
Well, isn't flashback and deja vu almost the same thing?
Flashbacks, deja vu. Deja vu is a repetition of the experience. It could be similar, but yeah. And yeah, so you're thinking of, okay, let's see. I'm just reading the comments from people here. Yeah, but definitely think it over. I mean, there's no rush, but
Yeah.
your story obviously has people interested to see what happened to you.
Okay.
I'd like to know what happened to you.
Since I'm on, I do have a quick question. A lot of my friends, I have friends that are hippies, I have friends that are religious, I have friends that are agnostic, you know. But the point is, some of them bring up a good fact that, or not good fact, but a good point here that some of the actual they could be, you know, going back to the Bible, they could be considered gods. What are your take on that? On aliens being God?
Well, there are no aliens, but this is where I love when I have all these new things come to me. So there are no aliens, but there are non-terrestrial beings. There are light beings. There are, let's see, people that are plasma beings or beings that are plasma, people that are human like us, that are very spiritual, cosmic beings of light. But there are no aliens. Aliens is a terminology that we created on Earth, but there are no aliens. But there are
Okay.
definitely angelic beings. I know about all the different beings, so you talk to the right person. But there aren't any aliens. They don't exist.
Okay. All right. Learning
That's just a media
learning a lot today.
terminology and something in documentaries on Discovery Channel. They use that word a lot, but they don't exist.
Yeah, you know, I don't discuss this, you know, on a day to day
Yeah,
basis. You know, when you discuss this with the average people, they're gonna throw you in a loony bin, you know.
not
And
really.
then,
30 years later, people are much more open now than 30 years ago. People
well,
right now.
absolutely. I mean, back in what last year? No, back in 2020, there was a bill that signed that released all the documents for of extraterrestrial stuff, right, from the White
Well,
House.
our governments of the world have been monitoring this for over 70 years when they've been trying to hide it from the public. One of the things you find about my show is it's about disclosure, too. So the government of the United States, all the major governments have lied to their populations about non terrestrial beings or non Earth type beings from other worlds. They know that there are people out there from other planets, but the public in large, the Earth public that's not in power, they don't tell them the truth. But here on my show, we'll tell you all the stuff that's going on.
Okay, that's good to know. I'll definitely give you a follow. And yeah, I'm a late night TikToker guy where I just follow
Oh,
stuff,
good.
you know, and listen to stories and stuff. And I just happened to come across your little thing, and I when you were talking about that, so I want to figure I want to share my story or and help you as well as help me at the same time, trying to
Yeah,
remember.
absolutely. You know, and now if you're going to have an addiction, it happens with everybody. You will become an addicted member of the Encounters audience on nighttime. Usually I'm on at 11. You'll find that you'll be listening to other people's stories. You'll learn a lot on this show. It's a pretty amazing place to be.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Well,
Thank you.
I want to thank Poor Decisions for getting up to 200. I want to thank my audience for getting them up there. You were my first guest, and we thank you for sharing your stories. And if you want to get in touch with Jackie, you can also contact Jackie here in our audience and join us.
Absolutely.
All right.
I have a couple more stories, but I'm gonna bounce back and share the floor with somebody else, and I'll probably hop on in the near future again.
Absolutely. And then you probably have, at that point, you'll have 800 followers by that point. So there you go.
You know.
All right, everybody. Thanks for getting Poor Decisions up here. My audience is great. We're going to say thank you for now. And we're going to, I know there's other people that want to come up. We're going to try to get to as many of our guests as possible. Remember, you have to be over 18, no foul language, no drinking, no smoking, no paranormal discussion. And I think that's pretty much covers it all. All right. Hey, take care, Poor Decisions. Thanks for coming up here.
Thank you.
All right. Take care, my friends.
All right. Bye bye.
All right. Then that was our first guest. And let me see what we have here. Paul. Paul's been up here before. We're going to bring Paul up here. And Paul's been a guest before previously on the show. Hey, Paul, good evening.
Hey man, what's up?
Not too much. What's happening to you out there on the planet?
Always good. Sorry
All
for the
right.
dark. We're dealing with power loss. Bad storm
You
coming through.
deal with what now?
Power loss and storms are coming through here
Oh,
tonight.
yeah. You had tornadoes down that way, didn't you?
They're heading this way now.
Oh, that's crazy, man. Let's give a little prayer to Paul and family that they get through that crazy weather. I've been watching the weather stuff on the radars. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, they said it's going to a category 4 now.
Now, that's not good.
No, I've been through worse.
Yeah, my wife has family in Louisiana, so that Shreveport and all that area. So when the storms hit that way, they look at the radar.
I
Pretty
think
crazy.
storms find me because I've been through 2 F5s before.
Really?
Yeah, I looked at one, and after I got through that one, I found out there was another one that hit, and I said, "Now, how unlucky can I be to go through 2 F5s in my
Wow,
lifetime?"
that's crazy.
Well, it's something to see, picking up pavements of road.
Yeah, crazy. So what else is
Yeah,
going on out that way on a cosmic level? What do you got for us tonight?
uh, just more stuff of my dad talking to him. He's still
Yeah,
looking
what's
for those
going on with him?
pictures. He's still looking for those pictures for you, man.
He's
And he
still looking
told
for
me
the
what.
pictures?
Yeah, he's still looking for them. They said he knows he's got them in one of his warehouses, which
Yeah.
he's got
See, Paul
secrets of.
Paul has a dad that was in what level of the Air Force? The Air Force military?
Yeah, there was an army. He was a 2-star
Army.
general.
Two-star general, and he's looking for pictures that will divulge information, photos that will show us things that people don't know about. That I would consider that top secret. But once we get the pictures, Paul gets them. We're gonna have Paul on here, and we're gonna share some of those photos right on the show here. So it's gonna be pretty cool. So that's really cool. He's still looking for them. He'll find them.
Hey, I mean, I did hear about one ship that me and my dad discussed that I just thought I had to tell you about because it was so dang cool when he told
All
me
right,
about it.
let's hear
But
about your dad's latest story about the ship.
he was telling me about this ship that was emerald green, and I have never heard of any story with one emerald green.
Hmm.
And it just, and he said it was octagon shaped.
Oh, that's interesting. Octagon shape and it was emerald green color.
Yep,
Interesting.
bright green. And that was also another one that was found in the Antarctic.
Antarctica, okay. Now, when they found that craft, was there any intelligences in the craft, or was the craft there for a long time and it was empty? What did he tell you?
That was the one that they claim they haven't been able to open.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? So that's the one that they can't open probably because we don't have the understanding of how something like that would open. It probably would open, and I'm being hypothetical here, through consciousness. Like maybe the non-terrestrial beings that have that specific craft have control of opening it up through their consciousness. Like we look at buttons to open up something or turn a knob and open the door. Maybe it's so advanced that they can't open it up because it has to be opened up by the intelligences that would have been inside of it if it was,
Well,
manned or.
what he said was that it was looked like it was missing that some kind of key looking thing.
Hmm.
He said it on the outside of the ship where they think there was a doorway there,
Hmm.
that it was a weird design, like something fit into it, but he couldn't really
Ah.
describe the design. It was weird shape looking.
Well, so it's possible if this thing, let's say, landed in Antarctica or something, how it got there, maybe something happened before it got to the ground level, and whatever part of that craft was important to open it up fell off of it or something. I don't know. I'm being kind
The
of
weird thing, the
hypothetical.
weird thing about it is they dated how long the ship had been in the ice. The ship had been in the ice since the 14th century.
14th century, an octagon, um, greenish colored craft since the 14th century. What does that tell you? If they dated it back that far, he's talking about 14th century in Antarctica, a spaceship. That tells us that there was, well, I already knew this, but that we had non-terrestrial intelligence around the Earth and coming to Earth, in and out of Earth in the 14th century, which makes perfect sense.
Yeah, because it ain't like they hadn't been coming here for years. I
Right.
mean, it's probably been coming here from some beginning of time. I mean,
Absolutely correct.
yeah.
They've been coming here, like you said, Paul, since the beginning of the Earth time, when the Earth first started as a planet. There's been space people coming and going and living in Earth for billions of years. Our planet's billions of years old.
Well, I
Imagine how
believe.
many civilizations have come and went here. Quite a few.
Yeah, my only thing is, people go by that timeline. It's hard to know how that timeline works.
Right.
I confuse myself. I've been trying to figure that out for years.
Yeah. I've tried not to figure it out, but all I can tell people is everything is in different parallel realities. Well, we have timelines on Earth, but off planet they don't have any timelines. On Earth, everything runs around timelines. What time you get, what time is it going to be here? We have time zones for different parts of our planet, right?
Yeah.
But
I mean,
you might,
I came up with a theory of mine, and
yeah,
don't know if it's true. And I kind of use science, and of course, I'm a big believer in God and stuff. So I kind of go
yeah,
by that also,
yeah,
and it goes back, just even the biblical times, when God explained He was making, the earth, and
yeah,
I come to theory when they say God's day, He did created this in one day. I think God's day could have been thousands of years.
yeah.
One of these
It's
days.
kind of hard to say when they say God created things in one day, because
Well,
really, when
because
you
you
think
gotta
about
think
God,
about it. You gotta think about it. Can you imagine this? Said man was over all the animals. So can you imagine dinosaurs running around man? No, I
I can
mean,
imagine a lot of things of that nature. When I look at God from a galactic standpoint, because I'm not from this planet, God created everything in the multiverse, and there on Earth, whenever God created Earth, which is billions of years old, God also created other planetary systems as well. So it's really kind of hard to figure that out.
but I never. But one thing I do, I can always say that always puzzles me. I never believed. Somebody explained this to me a long time ago that I never believed we was alone in the universe because of one thing.
Hmm.
Somebody always told me if you put a piece of paper, laid a piece of paper down, and you took one speck of salt and dropped
Hmm.
it, that was Earth. The universe was considered a piece of paper. That's an
Yeah,
awful big universe to be alone.
yeah.
I
Well, the
mean,
problem.
I just can't see us being alone. And then, when they came out with that new telescope they got, the new one, I can't think of the name of it. You probably know what I'm talking about. when
I
they
don't
took
remember
those
the name, but I
pictures.
know
And
what it is. Yeah,
I wish
yeah,
I wish I had a picture to show you this, but they took a picture of a planet many light years away, and they see cities of light on one of these planets.
I know about that.
And I thought
I
that
know
was
about that.
yeah,
So,
I thought
well,
that
would
was
you like
so
to
cool.
know? I can already tell you about that planet. Now, I don't know exactly where it is, but I can tell you this. The planet that they found that has lights on it, like cities, has actual cities there. So
Yeah,
the one thing they did, which I'm surprised they even let that photo out, they showed that there is a planet like Earth that has city lights on the surface of the planet. Why? Because there are planets all over the universe that have lights and have cities that are different levels of consciousness, and they are, more advanced than our planet. Um, so what they're I'm really surprised they even let that photo out of that planet with our telescope, the new one. They
mm,
did show the picture of it. I have to get the picture. It does show lights illuminating from the ground, which shows what appears to be a city.
yeah,
Well, they don't, you know what, and NASA doesn't have to say anything. Dolphin One, they don't have to say anything. But I will tell you, when I looked at the picture, it was definitely a city on the planet. It was an actual city. They're not.
yeah.
I don't believe anything NASA tells you because they're not going to tell you it anyway.
No, I ain't gonna tell you
You
the
know,
truth. Just like they try to cover up that. You
right,
probably remember this. Is I think it was 4 or 5 years ago. I believe it was maybe just a little bit longer when
right,
they tried to cover up the SOS. Do you
yeah,
remember that one?
a little bit,
That was a cover up scheme. But I mean, I was talking to people. I was like, even if we got a SOS and there's that many light years around, time we got to them, it would be too late. We have no
right.
ship that could go that get to them that quick. We
I
don't.
mean, I
We
can
just
tell
don't. We
you,
just don't have. We just don't have the advanced
no, we don't.
technology like we do.
The one thing our DoD contact said last year, early last year, and I'll never forget it, is that we have sent private missions up into space, and we've lost a few people doing it. We've gone from the Earth to Jupiter in this Jupiter airspace. Within 25 minutes round trip, we went to Jupiter and not landed on it, but went by Jupiter, came back to Earth in 25 minutes. This is a true story. Our DoD contact last year, it was on here, talked about it. They send out these spaceships from the Midwest at a private location, and the government send them up. They've had Air Force pilots trained, and we've actually been doing it. I'm sure we're still doing it, and they come back in 25 minutes. It's a secret program that a top secret government is doing with these kinds of things. They're not the craft can do that, but they don't have the ability to do what the star people, our star family, and their spaceships can do, which is blink out in and out of dimensions and everything like that. So, but the thing is, on
Yeah,
the planet,
that's
the
pretty cool.
planets that are picked up, like this one that they found, the lights on the surface, those weren't luminous reflections of rock. Those were actually cities on that planet. And what does that tell you? It
Hmm.
tells you that we had a undocumented, or what's the word? We didn't have the photo coming back from space was not doctored. It wasn't painted over by NASA. They made a big mistake by showing that photo because anybody that knows the truth knows that NASA lies. And the fact of the matter is that they showed the photo of this planet with the lights on it. It's actually a city. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks. I'm telling you, my inner information is that it was a city and intelligent people or life lives on that particular planet, whatever it's called, whatever it is, there are people there. And that's just one example, but there are many planets out there in the universe that have cities and lights and people living on them that are spiritually more advanced than we are on Earth, that live in a very different way than we do. Yeah, folklore
I've, al-
paranormal,
I've,
that's
al-
right.
I've always had one question. I would love to ask you about it and tell me what you think about it.
Yeah.
Because me and my dad had this discussion once. Uh, Goes back to, I believe it's 69 or 68 when we supposedly landed on the moon.
Yeah,
Uh, and some people believe that was a hoax, and some people say we found something on the dark side, the back side of that moon. and we covered it up.
Well, I can tell you about the moon. I've actually, Paul, talked about this before, and I've told people that the moon is actually a galactic way station. And the reason I say that is astronomers over the last 10, 15 years who focus on the moon, some of which have actually recorded objects flying out of the moon, away from the moon, off the moon. And the reason why they're flying off the moon is because the moon is a intergalactic base station. Now, I know this is going to kind of go against the grain of some people's belief systems, but I'm here to bust the matrix, and you know that. So understand that the moon was
Yep.
brought here a long, long time ago, put in place, and it is an intergalactic station. There are objects that are going in and out of the moon all the time. We don't always get to record them, but they are going in and out of the moon. Why? Because there are different intergalactic beings or whatever with ships that go into the moon and go out of the moon. I don't know where they enter or where they go out, but it is definitely not what you think it is. The moon is not, it pulls gravitation. It's set up to do that. It's to make you think it's a real moon, but it's not a real moon. It's an intergalactic station.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what it
I've
is.
heard, I've heard, I've heard about a few other moons too that people talk about a lot. I think one is called. I'm trying to make sure I'm pronouncing it right. Is it Titanus or
Oh,
Titus?
Titus. You mean the moon off of Mars?
Yeah. Somebody
Okay,
talked
so
about that they believe there's a life there.
there is. Not only that, Mars is where I come from. Mars is teeming with 10 to 15 million inhabitants on Mars, but that moon it does have people on it. Yeah, one cut pretty close. They have small moons, yes.
Yeah. I just always wonder some things. Some things I don't know too much about, but like I said, I just know stories that my dad tells me.
No, it's
But
interesting.
but it's good to see you again, man.
Yeah, good to see you too. I just want to be safe down there. The clouds look
Oh yeah,
pretty weird in the sky above you, so take it easy.
yeah. They're weird tonight. I definitely. Sometimes I sit out here just to see if I see things. I made my own powerful telescope. I could just to see what I could see.
Well, if something happens and a spaceship lands in your backyard, let us know.
Oh, I'll send you a video of it. Okay.
Sounds good, Paul. Hey, everyone, say thank you to Paul for asking questions, coming on the show. We appreciate it again, Paul,
All
and
right. Thank
take
you.
care. Be safe.
I'll be back again. Y'all enjoy
Absolutely.
it. Hmm.
And let's see here. We'll just do this here. And this is Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show. I'm your host, CmdrAleon, host of WESU's Cosmic Eye Radio every Sunday morning on NPR Pacific Radio. I'm also from Mars. I'm also with the Ashtar Galactic Command. And also, I do workshops here in New England. I'm the C5 coordinator for the Ashtar Command Contact Group, which is gathering May 25th here in Connecticut. So we're going to be gathering in an apple orchard here. So if you want to be a guest on the show, if you have over 200 followers, you can come on the show. If you have over 800, you can come on audio and video. And if you have a story regarding encounters with space people, star beings, the angelic realm, fairies, mer people, Bigfoot, crop circles, anything with the intergalactic cosmic areas, we'd love to hear from you. And again, you are watching Encounters. So we are nightly, usually at 11. We got in early tonight. I've seen it all, Double D says. I've seen it all. What does that mean? Double D, can you tell us what you mean by I've seen it all? What have you seen? Shelbell, good to see you. I'm just looking at some of the comments here. And again, to be a guest on the show, if you have stories related to what I'm talking about, we'd love to hear your stories. If you're having visitations by space people, we'd like to hear you. Every night I see all kinds. So you see all kinds of what? Spaceships, UFOs. What do you see all kinds of? I'm trying to get a grasp as to Double D's comments here. Let's see, UFOs. Okay. So Double D, I want you to switch your profile. Double D, switch your profile to public. You got to go. You might have to go off and come back in. Switch your profile to public instead of private, and I can get you on here, and you can actually come on the show. Would you like to come on the show? UFOs, shadows. Yeah. So you've had a lot of different experiences, it looks like Double D has. Yeah, so in order, I'd love to do an interview with you. You have to switch on your profile, switch it to public, and then we can have you on the show here on Encounters here tonight. And in the meantime, while that's possibly happening, if anyone wishes to be a guest, I'd like to, but I don't think anyone would believe me. Believe me, on my show, people would believe you. This show is about encounters. I'm a contactee myself. I have had encounters in the 1960s with space people. Believe me, when people say, I don't think anybody in the show would believe me, on this show, people will believe your story. I guarantee it. But you got to switch over to public in order for us to get you on here. I'm just adjusting things a bit. And a lot of people would like to hear your story, but you got to switch over your mode to public. And then we can have you on here. Corey says, I got taken when I was a kid. I woke up with 2 holes on both sides of my knees, but no one believed me. Hey, Phil Cap, good to see you. Corey, would you like to come on the show and share your story? Corey, I'm reading your comments. Would you like to come on and be a guest on the show? Can UFOs affect weather patterns, Neil? Yes, they could. Do they always? No, but they can affect weather patterns. Absolutely. Okay. Leon says, have I seen the handprint video I made? I have not seen that. And again, I'm multitasking between comments and so forth. River Blues, thank you for the cap. We appreciate it. I've been on a spaceship. Wow, this is interesting. UFO Star Child. Everybody follow UFO Star Child. We got to get them up to 200. They only have 2 followers. Now, if we get 200 people to follow them, I'll get them on tonight. We have 205 people on here. We need 204 people to follow this person. I'm going to pin it. UFO Star Child. I've never had to get up to 200 people to follow one person in my life. But that means I need everybody who says, I've been on a spaceship 100 times. Now, if you don't want to hear that story, I don't know what you want to hear. If they've been on a spaceship 100 times physically, I want to hear that story. Everybody follow UFO Star Child right now. Everyone follow, press the button. Go press the thing on the pin thing here and just press the button. How many people want to follow that person? That is interesting. I've been on a spaceship 100 times. That's amazing. I want to hear that story. As host of the show, I want to interview you and hear your story. I want to hear it. Absolutely. Star Child, UFO Star Child, everybody follow them. L200 of you out there, follow them. You know what to do. You know how the things work here on the show. If we can get up to 200 before midnight, we're going to get them on the air. I want to hear the story too. I do too. We need to get everybody to follow that person. I'm going to pin it again. Where are they? I will pin them again. I just pinned them again so you can follow them. 100 times they've been on a spaceship. You're watching Encounters. This could be a really interesting interview. If you've been on a spaceship 100 different times, there's a lot of stories to tell with that one. A lot of stories. We're going to track it. We're going to track it right now. We've had 3,200 people since I got on here at 10:30. 3,200 people. They're at 32 followers. We got to get them up there, folks. We need to get all 195 people. That if you're not following this person, UFO Star Child, follow them. I would like to interview them. They've had over 100 times been on a spaceship. 100 times. Not one, not two, not three, 100 times. Corey says, they don't hurt us, they study us. I remember it, and it all happened 52 years ago. Interesting, Corey. We are going to get... I've been in other planets, too. This is interesting. Not only have they been taken on board a spaceship over 100 times, this person says they've been taken to other planets physically on spaceships. I want to hear that story. I definitely want to hear that story. We got to get this person on here. Let me just do this. I want to pin this part up. Listen to that. I've been on other planets too. So over 100 times they're taken on a spaceship. Then they've been on other planets physically as well. Come on now, folks. Let's get this person up here. We need to get them up to 200. We definitely got to do this. They're at 42 followers right now. I have 217 people on here. And I know not all of you are following this person. We need every single person to press his profile, UFO Star Child, right now. I pinned it. I'm going to pin it again until we get him up to 200. I want to hear that story tonight. We're going to do it. We are going to do it. They're at 47. We have 218 people. Do the math. We're not even at 200 yet on that. We need to get them up to 200. That's the one thing you'll learn about my show here. I'm an equal opportunity, inclusive person. I'm not just a talk show host sitting here interviewing people that have 200 or 800 followers. If I see something like this, I want to get that person on here. They're up to 50. So we need to get 150 more people to follow them out of 211. We need 150 people calling all viewers of Encounters. If you're not following this person, UFO Star Child, press the follow thing on their profile, their little red button. Everybody press it and follow them right now. We're going to do an interview with that person. Not only that, not only have they been on a spaceship 100 different times, they've been on other planets physically taken to them. Diane, good to have you with us. We're going to make this happen. We will make this happen, folks. I live in the Southwest Desert, Leon says, and have had multiple C5 encounters. Interesting, Leon. Leon, we're going to follow you. Leon, don't go anywhere. But definitely going to bring you up here if you'd like to talk. I want to get this person up here that's been off other planets. I can sense the beings around you. They don't like reptilians. Yeah, I work with the Astro Command, Star Child. Yeah, yeah, the reptilians have been taken off planet, many of them, because they have done things that are not correct with people. So I have 4 Astro Command people with me in my room right now. I have 4. You can't see them, but if you can sense them, they're there. There's 4 tall Ashtar Command people here in my house right now. They've been with me for quite a long time. Hey, Illuminated Fairy, good to see you. We have 56 followers for UFO Star Child. We need to get them up to 200. So we're going to keep track of that. You're right on sensing the fact that I do have Ashtar Command people in my house. I have, like I say, 4 specifically. And I also have the ability to send spaceships all over the world. I've done this before. People who've watched my show since last year, I've been fully activated to send spaceships of the command all over the planet. So I don't channel anything. I don't flip cards. I don't have any pendulums. I don't have any crystal balls in my house. I just have me and at least 4 of the Ashtar Command people in my house. And Corey has enough followers now. Let's see here. So I know until we get we're going to get where's Corey? We'll bring Corey up, and then the other person. Let me go back to Corey. We have to get to Corey. Let me see, Corey. You're in here somewhere. Oh, there is Corey. Where are you? I will find you, Corey. You're here somewhere. Oh, there you are. All right, Corey. We're going to bring you on. Corey's going to be our next guest. Then the gentleman, Leon. Leon, you'll be next until we can get UFO Star Child on here. Corey, if you'd like to come up, we'd love to have you join us. So if you'll accept my guest request, we'll have you on here on Encounters. Just go to the multi-guest option, Corey, and press that option, and we'll bring you on here. No, thank you. Okay. What about Leon? Is Leon still here? Leon? The Leon that had C5 things happening? Don't be afraid to come on here, folks. If you've never been on my show before live, no one's going to make fun of you. See, this is what I mean. On my show, everything happens later in the evening. That's when people from all over the place start coming in here. Thank you, Marinette. Let's see if I can find Leon. Is the only Leon in here? And I want to welcome all the people coming in here from all over the world. Welcome to Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show. Please show your support for the show. I have pinned the hat here. So if you will do some gifting here, we definitely appreciate it. We're here to bust the system. We're here to bust the matrix and disclosure and give you the cosmic truth here on the show. Hey, Jack, yes, thank you. So if you become a subscriber, you can do that too for my show. Angie, thank you for the cap. We appreciate it, Angie, always. And everybody out here. All right. And what we do is we do interview people on the show. Let's see, Double D. Double D is also a person that had some things going on there. Let me see here. And UFO Star Child, even if we don't get you on here tonight, we will get you up to 200 between tonight and tomorrow night. And I can tell you right now, like I was saying before, just to get into it a little bit more, if you're not familiar with me too much, I'm able to have Ashtar command ships go to different parts of the planet to assist people. I've done this naturally for quite a bit. Vanessa says I'm done. Good to have you with us, Vanessa. Bobby, well, FYI, UFOs aren't anything new to my sector, such as Star Wars, Star Trek, and I am auto not so are. And we're at about 33.3 thousand followers, not followers, likes. We want to get up to 100,000 likes by 11:30. And I'm looking at your comments to see who's had experiences here. We do interview people about their encounters, people that have had encounters with space beings of different sorts, mer people, the angelic realm, anything in the galactic stuff, the inner Earth, what we call the Agartha network, or the city of Telos, and all these things all are interrelated to what we do here on Encounters. So welcome. And I don't know what happened to Leon. I think Leon was in Arizona or one of those states. He said numerous C5 situations occur. And we talk about C5s too on the show. So if you've had any C5 events occur in your life, if you don't know what a C5 is, contact with extraterrestrial intelligence. And I'm just looking at some of the comments here. Hey, UFO, UAP Skyscanner, good to have you with us. Hope you're doing well, everybody. Rubber Steak, Lisa. And I'm wondering out there who's actually had encounters or visitations. Have you been having contactee experiences, people? Have you been visited by extraterrestrial intelligence? I know out of 217 people, I got a feeling somebody out there has a story to tell regarding that. Absolutely. Lisa Rivera says, since I was young. Lisa, we're going to follow you. Lisa has 76 followers, and we'd like to get Lisa eventually up here when she gets up to 200. Lisa says, I've been visited since I was young. Captain Britain, they have walked among us, but the reptilians are being taken off planet by the Ashtar Command because of many of the reptilians that were on here were involved in things that weren't positive with the Earth humans. And so therefore they're being given a one-way ticket off planet. Play Cookie 123 says they're coming. Mug Iwara, I think it is. If you were an ET, would you tell us? Is that question for me or for people in general? Is that question Mug Iwara? Is that question for me? For both. Okay. Well, I can tell you for me, I am definitely not from Earth. And I've been very out of the closet about that for years in my adult life. So I come from Mars originally. I'm not from this planet, and I'm fully conscious. I don't read websites. I don't read other people's prescribed agendas on the internet. All my information comes from off planet, and it comes direct. I don't read anything fear based or anything, whatever it is. I don't care. I don't read it. So I work with the Ashtar Command or Ashtar Galactic Command, which has been around before there was any internet, and they are our space brothers and sisters from many planetary worlds of light. They are beautiful people. They come from, like I said, many spiritual worlds beyond Earth. And so I'm from that realm. So yeah, I've been out of the closet for a lot of years. And you'll find people in here that remembered coming from other planets as well, who are awakened souls or cosmic souls. So yes. And I feel very happy to share that because I have no hesitation about it. You'll find there are many humans or many spiritual beings of light who are from other planets that are born here. They're called starseed. Hey, Kit Kat, they're called starseed. So the starseed are basically, the definition of that is they are born here, but they're from other planets. They come from other worlds. They come from beyond Earth, so to speak. So they're starseeds. Hey, Johnny. Yeah. Diva, Karita, I'm a starseed. Good. Beautiful. So you'll find many people that are what we call starseed. And the beautiful part of that is when people come out of the closet, more and more people 30 years later who come on my show, for example, are saying, I'm from this planet, I'm from that planet, I remember. Hey, Gary, good to see you. Blessings. Good thing I got a whole gallon of cider because I'm running low. And if anyone has any questions for me about the whole subject of UFOs or the spiritual aspects of UFOs, I can answer most of your questions. And I don't have to go to a website for the answer. Yes, GQ Clint, yes. So starseeds, Clint, are humans, but we are actually people that have full conscious memory of our planetary system where we came from. We remember that we're not from Earth. We did have parents, uncles, mothers, fathers here, whatever it might be. We live a normal life like any other person. But the difference between a starseed is that the starseed is someone that comes from another planet. Oh, April's still on? Okay. I was going to stop into April's show, but I know how to be on here since I wasn't on here last night. I was taking a break from doing the program. Thank you for the hat. Thank you, River. Hey, good evening, everybody coming in here. Digga, that's a good name. She is on her way. Okay, very good. And I was thinking about this today as I was looking at the beautiful skylight in New England. Xena, welcome. Paranormal Ghostbusters, welcome. Everybody coming in here. Now, there's so much to go. Etheric Mystic, welcome. Yaya Spirit, welcome. That there's so much going on in the universe right now. And thank you for the roses, everybody. I appreciate it. Yeah, yesterday night the commander took a break. I needed to just once in a while, if you don't see me on a night during the week, if I don't broadcast, it's only because I need to regenerate and take a break, you know? I'm not disappearing anywhere. Hey, Cliff, good to see you, Papa Smurf. Oh, yes, I took a break last night. You know, sometimes the commander needs to take a break, you know? Once in a while, you'll see me do that. I haven't disappeared. I haven't been taken off planet. I'm still here, you know? But it's good to, and that goes for everybody. You always need to look at yourself and say, man, I sometimes need to take a break, take a deep breath, meditate, and just slow down a bit, you know? And then you're better off after you do it. Ah, your birthday's today, young Skywalker. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Yes, it needs to be balanced. Nobody's got time for COVID. There needs to be balance, you know? Because I look familiar. Thank you, Carrie. You know, a lot of the things is when you come to Earth and you're fully awakened in this state of consciousness, and you know there's so many things you have to do here, like this show, and awaken humanity and help people listen to their stories. Yeah, sometimes you get so much energy, you have to clear things out and just sit down, you know? But it's all good. And you never know what's going to happen. You know, one night I have this light I'm going to turn on my show. I have this light, and it's going to make the whole room like I'm in outer space. So one night I'm going to turn that light on in here, and the whole room's going to look like I'm in outer space. I've not used the light yet, but it looks like a bunch of galaxies in space, like I'm floating in the universe. I'll share that on here one night. I'm planning on doing it. And the funny thing is, I keep getting in my head, if I do that, and I put that light and it turns the whole room into space, that would it be even something weird happen, like me going into a spaceship and the room is all like looking like space and then I'm already in space? Wouldn't that be? I was just thinking about that today. I'll put that light on. I'll sit in the room, meditate, and then see if I end up walking into a spaceship. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but if you know anything about my consciousness, that's where my consciousness goes. It goes right there, right there. I would love to see that too, Johnny. I will. I think I'm going to hook it up tomorrow night. I think I'll hook that light up. I'll take off the green screen so you can see what it looks like, and we'll play around with it. I have to read the instructions though. We'll see what happens. I'm also thinking that if I put that light on, the 4 space people that are with me all the time, if maybe they would be able to show up visibly through that light. So I want to test my theory and see if they would decloak in the room with the space lights, so all these different colors. I want to see if that would happen. I think I'm going to do that tomorrow night. I think the lighting could affect their cloaking mechanism of the Astro Command people here. They might just love it so much, they might just jump out and say, here we are. Dee Dee says, I see something walk past me in my mind. I said, I can see you. Why are you hiding? Interesting. Interesting. And welcome, Peacekeeper, J. Cool Cat. Good to see you. Yeah, I think, Cliff, it might just make them feel at home. Jackie H., thank you. I really should use this thing. It was gifted to me for Christmas. I've got to turn it on. But I got to read it first. I've never used this before, but I'm going to use it now. Kaser says, yes, but we love you, whoever your commander. Thank you. Thank you very much. And not only that, the DD says the being is 7 to 8 feet tall. That's interesting. You've been waiting since Christmas, Johnny, to see those lights. They're in my crystal. They're in my meditation room. I have to get them hooked up. I'm going to test those lights out tomorrow night. I'm going to read the instructions. He disappeared one day, and I never saw him again. Huh. Phil, who disappeared one day and you never saw him again? I'm reading everyone's comments. Phil says, he disappeared one day and I never saw him again. That's got my interest piqued up. Who did you never see again? Your friend. And was your friend, when you say you never saw him again, was he taken by space people, non-terrestrial beings? What was your friend? Was your friend an Earth-based human or a non-Earth-based, non-terrestrial? I'm just reading comments here. Multitasking, as they would say. He would tell me he could travel space through meditation. Interesting. Yeah, if he was traveling space through meditation, he probably was going into a Merkaba state. Like a Merkaba, Phil, would be creating a ship out of body experience, a Merkaba state. I'm just reading comments here. And if you'd like to be a guest on the show, you have to have over 200 followers. If you've been visited by non-terrestrial beings, have seen spaceships or UFOs, if you've been in contact with the Bigfoot or Sasquatch, mer people, fairies, anything in the galactic cosmic area, we'd love to hear from your stories on the show here. We're just right now reading some of the comments. Yeah, D&D, you're not the only one having things happen, so no, you're amongst friends here. Kay Smith says, Commander, my son told me I'm doing dishes and I'm out 2 minutes, but I don't remember anything. Yeah, Ryan Blake, we do want to hear about it. We'll bring Ryan on here. Ryan has enough people. Ryan Blake will be our guest here. I've been on a ship if you want to hear about it. I think that'll be good. And everybody, welcome Ryan Blake to Encounters, the #1 spiritual UFO talk show on social media. Ryan Blake, welcome to the show.
Hey, Commander.
Are you still there? Let me bring my volume up here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, we can hear you, Ryan. Say hello to everybody.
Can you hear
Ryan and
me?
Blake is our guest. Yeah, you're sounding good. So tell us where you are in the planet
Hello,
and
everybody.
when you were having the ship experience.
Well, I'm on the east coast of Canada, and this happened in 2019. I just looked up the date, actually. It was on June 26, because that night I had got, earlier that day, I had got some video of the UFO. I'm sorry, I have to cut this off. I apologize. I have a baby here waking up.
Oh, baby. Take care of the baby. No problem. No apologies necessary. Well, we will get to that story, but when you have a baby, you have to take care of the baby. We'll have Ryan back. You know, I know it's like to have a baby. My kid was once a baby. Babies come first. Okay, Alabama UFO. We're going to bring Alabama UFO on, his first encounter. So we'll bring Alabama UFO on here. We have a lot of people with stories tonight, some of which haven't gone up to 200 followers. And eventually those folks, please follow the people that are trying to get up to 200 so we can bring them on. Alabama UFO, welcome to Encounters. Good evening.
Hello, Commander. How you doing this evening?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Hanging out, hanging in like an old rusty fish hook.
So tell us about the first UFO encounter you had for our audience out here.
Well, to lead up to the story, uh, I was raised real religious and to not believe in these things as a kid.
Yeah.
And this was about the mid-90s, and that'll play into effect into my story. I was I'm going to admit I'm a former I don't contest to be an addict today because I'm not in active addiction, but I was back then, and I had been out looking that night for my drug of choice, and to no avail. I didn't find it, so I was stone cold sober. That's why I'm so passionate about this story and my
Yeah.
encounter.
Yeah.
Oh, it changed my life. It changed my view of the world, of God, everything. It
Yeah.
started my questioning. I believe it was meant to be. I believe they were waiting on me. I was coming home at 2 o'clock one morning. It was a weekend. And as I come into my little town, I live in a little small town of about 700 people.
Yeah.
I could see I'm the only person on the road at 2 o'clock in the morning. And I see two spotlights. And just so happened, they looked like they were back over toward where I live.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I come on through town, and I have to make one turn and go over a big old mountain where the water tank is, and I live right
Yeah.
on the other side of the hill.
Yeah.
Well, I could still see the lights all the way through town. When I topped Water Tank Hill to go down toward my house, the two spotlights looked like they were we had an old open pit coal mine that was abandoned, and it looked like they were right behind my house, right at the
Wow.
treetops. The two spotlights go off, and one red flashing light. That's all it was. Well, I pull up in my driveway, and I'm talking about it's 50 yards away from me at about 150 feet up at the treetops. Well, I'm getting mad because this was about the time that cell towers were going up. And I'm thinking, well, you crazy thing, how did you not notice all that equipment going down there and then them erecting the tower? And
Right.
well, I tried to explain it away. I said, well, they were working at night, trying to get it going. You know, it was the mid-90s, trying to get it going as fast as they could, and they just got done. And they cut the lights off and the red. I didn't more get that thought out of my head, Commander.
Yeah.
And cockpit lights come on. At 50 yards away, I'm staring at two silhouettes.
Yeah.
The shape of the cockpit. Go ahead.
I was going to say, what year was this for everyone watching this around the world? What year did you see this?
This is about 94. I was around 20. I was around 21, something like that. Okay. I'm 50 now, so.
Yeah, I got you. So what happened? The cockpit.
But I did. The lights come on. I'm staring. The little red light below them now. Mm-hmm. The shape of the cockpit is like a triangle with a divider right down the middle, and on each side was a silhouette. We stared at each other. It felt like forever. But I never once felt fear. I knew exactly what I was looking at. And listen, instead of turning and going away from me, they backed up. They never turned their back on me until they got clean out of sight.
Wow.
And I honestly believe they were waiting on me. And it's led me down a journey of an awakening that's been wonderful. It's had some tragedies in it to get my attention, you know.
Do you feel
whatever it took.
Do you feel that they were your star family? Meaning, I've used the terminology before that you have a connection to them.
I really do. I really do. Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's why strange things happen around me now. Mm-hmm. I've got an orb I go visit regularly. It's at a huge open area on the interstate. And I've been going for about 3 years now and filming him. He's pretty consistent. He's there about every 2 weeks, or when a weather system, right before a weather system, he's like clockwork. Wow. So I'll try to get some of that footage on too. Yeah. And I have put my invitation out to the two silhouettes, and I'm hoping to maybe one day they'll come back and see me. I really do.
Hey, well, have you meditated and said, I remember your spaceship? My name, I would like to connect with you. I feel we are connected. And if you say to yourself, I'm a Christed being of light, and I wish to connect with you. I remember your ship stayed with me for so long. I'd like to know more about you, where you come from. But you always want to do it in a protective way, too, that you are a Christed being of light.
Yes. Oh, that's funny you said that. My true awakening happened about 3 years ago. I lost my father, and the day I lost my father, my wife of 2 years looked at me and said, I think I pulled something in my stomach. And less than 2 months later, I buried her, and it done something to me. My judgment, things I had done millions of times, felt like the first time again, except with no preconceived judgment. Right. It's like it gave me a clean canvas.
Right.
I can't explain it. I don't know why it happened. And
you've had a epiphany. You had as I read your story, you had a switch in consciousness. Your whole consciousness shifted. So the consciousness shift. Of your old consciousness which was earthbound, is no longer earthbound. Now your consciousness is expansive to where you want to make contact with the people in that spaceship.
Yeah, exactly.
And I know you do.
And I feel so isolated down here in Alabama too, because I joke all the time. I say, well, nobody ever in Alabama ever looks up, you know.
Yeah.
And back in the 90s when I brought this out, I woke my mother up that night to tell her, and they
Yeah.
just laughed, you know. I got ostracized, caught telling I was seeing little green men, and of course, you know, I could understand with the drug thing going on in my life at the time. I could see people not believing, you know.
Right.
But it hurt though. It really did, especially from
Well, you know what?
family.
Well, you know what? Especially even if family laugh at you, the one thing you can take with you always is that you had the experience. And the one thing I teach people on this talk show and in general is that it doesn't matter what other people think, whether they laugh at you, because
Mm-mm,
you're going to have the
mm-mm.
last laugh. When the contact
That's
starts
exactly right.
happening, they're going to be looking at you for information instead of you having to tell them a story and say, ha ha ha. When that starts
That's
happening, you have
exactly right.
contact with these people that you saw the spaceship. They're going to be in this situation asking you, what happened here? What's this all about?
You know what?
I didn't, you know?
I told them, I said, well, when the aliens land, I said, I forgave y'all a long time ago. I said, come to me if you've got questions. Don't be scared to ask. I said, I may have a lot of information that you don't know about, you know. And a lot of people are so uneducated about it,
Oh, they are.
and they just don't. I don't know if it's just their brainwashed mind of what they're used to thinking all the time and believing, and what their set of beliefs are, and their religious
Yeah.
beliefs have a lot to do with it, and it's
Yeah,
just
it's
a lot of
and it's all
things.
over the world. I mean, people are more
Yes,
open, susceptible
culture.
to listening than they were 30 years ago. I
Oh
mean, for
Lord,
instance, like,
yes.
people are way different than they were. In my radio show 20 years later, people are much more open than they were the first year I was doing some
That's,
radio on the subject. They're really much more open than they were.
I tell my friends, remember when y'all laughed at me? I said, now we're having congressional hearings about them. Now who's
Right.
laughing?
And what
You
do they
know,
say when you say that? What happens with those people?
I still don't think they believe here in Alabama. I really don't. And
Well, when that
I
ship
tell
lands in your
everybody
backyard, they'll be coming over and they'll say, "Yeah, you know what? I didn't
that
believe you, but now I believe you." I'll let you talk for a
that's
minute.
what
I'm
I
going to get
tell
some more
them.
apple cider. I'll be right back. Go ahead.
I told them, I said, well, when they land and start dragging you out by the hair of the head, that's when it'll matter to you, and then it's too late, you know. It was a wonderful experience, the ones I've had. I felt no fear whatsoever, nothing but love. That's what I try to project to them when I put out my invitation. I usually have a saying I say. Uh, I put out my invitation with the vibration of my voice. I put out my invitation with the vibration of my consciousness. I put out my invitation with the vibration of my love. Nothing but good, nothing but good, nothing but good come to me. And I guarantee you're going to have something show up in the skies. Send out that love, everybody. You'll see something. I got to get in bed, y'all. I love y'all. Y'all be good.
Okay, we appreciate you, Alabama, for coming on here. Have a great night, and
Yes,
thanks for sharing
I've
that
enjoyed
story.
it.
You know, we enjoyed
Thank
having you
you.
on here
Thank you
too.
so much.
All right, take care,
All right.
folks.
Love
Yeah,
y'all.
I'm still
All
here.
right.
He's going. All right, that was Alabama, and thanks for coming on here. So this is Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show, and we want to let people know all our shows are on the Astro Command Spaceship News channel, which is on YouTube. So if you miss a show, go to Astro Command Spaceship News on YouTube, subscribe to that, and you can watch all the shows that we've had most nights at 11 o'clock, or some of the morning shows we've done during the day. So you can actually to see them. And we are doing interviews. We've had quite a few people on here that we've had as guests. If you wish to be a guest on the show here on Encounters, the number one spiritual UFO talk show, couldn't see your face before. That's because I stepped out of the room because I went to get some more apple cider. I've got a gallon of apple cider. Crystal Celeste says, has the government contacted you regarding your show yet? Nope, I don't think the government's going to contact me. I think the government is not going to have a way of contacting me. Yeah, no, I haven't had any contacts with the government, but we are here. And like I said, this show is being recorded now. It's live, but it will be on my my YouTube channel. Coming up May 25th, we're going to have a very special event, and we're going to have Kit Kat, myself, Chesno, April, and Johnny. We're going to probably try to get Johnny beamed up here in Connecticut on an apple orchard field, if we can get him up here, May 25th. We hope to do that. We're going to actually broadcast that live, and I'll have my tripod with me and everything. So whatever happens, we're going to record it, May 25th. And if you've had encounters, if you've had UFO sightings, visitations with space people, mer people, fairies, uh, anything to deal with the inner Earth, our galactic brothers and sisters on the inner Earth, if you've had any experiences, we'd love to hear them. You need to have over 200 followers, or over 800 for video and audio, over 200 just for the audio. Crystal, thank you for the heart puff. We appreciate it. And it's good to have everyone with us here on Encounters. Alabama says, I woke up with belly button wounds out of the blue. Interesting. Butterfly, welcome to the show. Jamie704, welcome. Suzanne. Yama Harley, welcome, Yama Harley. All the people, Christopher Stew, welcome to our show. Yvonne, welcome. Yvonne, Vicky Miller, Wind. Peter, welcome to Encounters. Chicago Seed. Everybody come in here, welcome. So as we get into what's happening now, as you can see, other people over the years have had experiences. They've shared their experiences, and hundreds of people actually since last year have shared experiences with encounters with either seeing UFOs or spaceships, or have visitations happening with physical beings from other worlds, other planets, systems. It's all happened. People are having those experiences. And we, as we get closer and closer, I did a post about the year 2025, 26. I think in that year, next year, and going early 26, there's going to be a lot more activity on our planet above us. I also think that we're going to have more experiences through the rest of this year on Earth. I think there's going to be a lot more stuff happening. River Blue, thank you for the cap. Do I have a college degree? Yes, I have a Bachelor of Arts degree. Absolutely. I do have a Bachelor of Arts degree. And matter of fact, I got my degree, my Bachelor of Arts, I got up in Vermont when I went to school up in central Vermont, up in Washington County in Vermont. That's where I used to live. I went to school there and got my degree up in Vermont. So I got my Bachelor of Arts degree. My really good degree is my intergalactic degree. Let me see if I can speak English. We're going to wind back the language here. I got my intergalactic degree off planet. So I got my Bachelor of Arts in Connecticut, not in Connecticut, in Vermont. And I got my intergalactic degree before coming to Earth. So I went to school off planet. I got an intergalactic degree. Intergalactic degree. I'm trying to say that word. I'm telling you. I don't know if it's the apple cider or me. Yes, but I love Vermont, and I used to live in Washington County, and I had a lot of sightings up there too of spaceships where I was. You know, I also saw the Northern Lights up in Washington County. One night we're all like walking around, and the lights are pulsating like crazy, and we were laying on the grass looking up at the sky. The pulsating Northern Lights were pretty incredible. This is back in '77 or '78, somewhere in that area. Oh yeah, the sky is full of them now, Corey. And we have our uh, Odie in Quebec. Our friend in Quebec is coming
Hey, how
on
you
here.
doing?
Good. How are you doing
Hi,
up there? How's it
I'm
going?
good. Good. Everything is okay.
Good to
Yes,
go.
I was talking about you about the dream that I had a couple of months ago about
Yes.
the alien lady, but you told me to do a prayer to try to contact her, but
Yeah,
nothing
meditation.
happened. Yeah, meditation, but nothing happened. I don't know.
It will. It all happens when it's supposed to, but at least you put the intention out there. And as long as you put the intention out there, that's the most important thing you can do, you know.
Okay, okay, okay.
Because not
Yeah,
everything
because
happens when we think it should happen. Like I'm one of
mhm.
these people, even my space family knows this, that I'm like, I'll become impatient and say, okay, I want to go on the ship tomorrow. But I
Okay,
know in reality, I'm not going on the ship yet, but I know I am going on the ship in a couple of months. So it's really a matter of just keep doing the meditation, keep reaching out, and eventually they'll recontact you.
okay, okay, okay. But all those, remember the first story I told you about the blue ones?
Yeah, the
And
blue,
the second,
yes.
the blue one, but they appear right in front of me, and the second
Yes.
one was a dream. Are the both of them connected, or are they completely different?
They could be connected depending where they come from in the star systems beyond Earth. They could be connected. They could be two different galactic beings. But you, through meditation, you can focus on one or the other and see what happens. I would experiment to
Okay,
focus on one and then focus on the other and see which one responds.
okay.
Because
Wow,
one of
that's a
them will
lot.
respond eventually.
Okay, 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 okay. And I don't know about my left eye. Do you think I should worry about it, or do you think everything is going to be okay?
Refresh my memory about the eye thing.
The eye thing is, I saw them. The first time I saw them was in my room. They came and they took my eyeball out and they cut it and did the operation in it and put it back. And the next day, I went to the doctor and they told me to check my blood sugar because they saw something in my eye, the left eye.
Now, in the left eye, was it like that? And refresh my memory. Before they took the eyelid, the
And
eyeball out of the eye,
uh,
the beings that did this, was your eye okay before that, or was
yes,
something else?
no, I never knew that I had a problem. I never knew I was pre-diabetic.
Hmm.
It's after they did the surgery that I went to see the doctor the next morning, and the doctor told me that there's something, a small thing in my eye.
And is it now still in your eye, as I can recall?
No, no, it's still
It,
there because I have to do a checkup this year again to see. Each year I have to do a checkup for my eye.
but that the thing that was in your eye was taken out, correct?
Yeah, in the vision.
In the vision.
Yeah, not a dream,
And
but I saw it.
when it was taken out, Trina, thank you. Was it taken out by a space being or by medical doctors?
A space beam.
Right.
Before I
So the
went to
space
see the eye doctor.
right. So the space being actually was there to help you and
Mhm.
took out the thing that was in your eye.
Okay,
That's what
okay,
I'm
okay.
getting. It was something however it was put there, the space when you had it taken out, you didn't feel anything, correct?
No, no pain, nothing.
No, because they weren't there to hurt you. They were there to help you to take the thing out of your eye. I don't
Hmm.
know. Again, now I'm remembering this. I don't know who or what group of beings did that to you, but it'll never happen again. No, it's not going to happen again. Nope.
No, what is not going to happen again?
The things being put in your eye by some space people or beings, for whatever reason, they have no right to put anything in your body.
They did not. they remove something, like they did the
Right, but they
surgery.
removed it, but something was put there by some other group. They just can't
Okay.
remember. That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
The beings that took it out, they were positive. The beings that put it in there implanted something in you, and that's something that they should have never done, ever.
I didn't see that. That's strange.
I'm just giving you information. I'm just naturally sharing stuff with you. I don't know where. I just have to go with the flow of what I'm getting for you.
Okay.
Whenever I hear things have been implanted in somebody, in the arm, in the eye, whatever, most times, 95% of the time that someone's implanted, it's not something that they agreed to. It's something that has been done to them. And then when a space being takes the thing out of your eye, which is your experience, they're doing that, and it didn't even hurt because you shouldn't have never been implanted, you know?
Okay. So my left eye is okay right now, or do I have to worry about it?
You tell me if it's okay. You're the one who has the left eye.
No, sometimes I feel it's a little bit scratching me. A little bit, how would I say that? Sometimes I scratch it a little bit.
Yeah, you don't want to scratch it. I'm not a doctor, so I don't want to be too much into that thing, but
Mm,
definitely I would say let it, whatever's going on, just leave the eye alone and let it heal if it's healing.
okay.
And, you know, uh, then just see where it goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to try to meditate about it because uh, I want everything to go right for me.
Yeah. No, they will.
Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome, Elliot. Thanks for coming back on here from Quebec.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Au revoir. Let me just do this here. Let me just press my little button. Here we go. All right. And let's see. We're at about almost 60,000. That's pretty good. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, you must have over 200 followers and also, or over 800 for video and audio. Yeah, I hope their eye will be okay too. And let's see. We'll see where this goes here. We want to welcome everybody to the late night edition of Encounters. Welcome to our show. And we're going to bring some more people on here. And I think we'll bring April on here. She's hanging out, I think. Bring my sister up here. April's my sister April. We're going to bring the sister up here. She's not a sister like a nun or anything. She's a sister.
I'm a brother from another mother.
And how you doing, sister?
I'm doing good. Just filling my face with some chocolate.
There you go. You deserve to have chocolate. Absolutely. So we've had some really good interviews tonight, and it's
I heard. I
I
missed
just
the
been
first half, but
I've been all over the place. I'm thinking of putting on this gift that was given to me by my daughter. It shows it's a light that goes on and creates a universe in the room. It looks like
oh,
an astronaut, and
oh, I want one of those so much. You got to show it.
I'm going to do it tomorrow night for the first time. I'm going to actually go forward with this. I'm going to put this light on. I'm thinking, you know how you use the lighting to show the space people when you use that special lighting?
Uh-huh.
I've been getting like I should put this whole room this whole room's going to look like I'm in the space, the stars, everything.
That'll be awesome.
I want to see if one of the 4 Astro commanders that are with me will actually go and show themselves in that light.
Mm.
That'd be kind of interesting. So we're going to do some experimentation. I've been going out of body a lot
Are you going
lately.
to do it with the gift that your daughter gave you?
Yeah, the astronaut. It looks like a white astronaut.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of these lights that makes the whole room look like you're in outer space.
Listen, I'm so jealous. Like, I wanted one of those so much. I know they're not that much, but I haven't been able to afford to get one, and I started seeing them on here. And I
Yeah,
want one so bad. Those are so cool.
yeah, I'm going to use it. I've been like looking at it forever. I
Hmm.
got it during Christmas, and I never ever took it out of the box yet. So I'm going to definitely set it up, read the instructions, and I'm going to see if I can invite um, the space people that are here protecting me to actually go into the space light in the room, and maybe the space light will reveal or they will uncloak a bit so I can bring them on the camera.
Awesome.
So I'm playing with that idea a little bit, and it's all good. It's just it just feels like I've been taken out of the body a lot. Um, Last night I was like totally out of body. That's why I wasn't on last night. But I'm finding I think that's happening more and more with people is that they're getting downloads or they're being taken out.
Hmm.
You know?
I feel like that too. I also didn't do a live yesterday. I was extremely exhausted, like
Mm.
feeling really, really drained yesterday. So I took a break yesterday.
You got it.
I really needed to.
You know, and that's something we should all do. I mean, when you're dealing with so many people watching what you're doing and interacting,
Hmm.
you know, you have the energy, but there are times when sometimes we have to just take a break and regenerate. And I know now if once in a while I take a break from the show, it's okay because I'm taking time to regenerate myself into an area that I need to do.
And that's it because we have to take care of ourselves first. You know,
Yeah, but here,
I was just talking about that. Was just literally talking about that. Like we really have to start taking time to take care of ourselves because if we aren't good to ourselves, we're not going to be good to anybody else. And with everything going on in the world right now, with all these big changes happening and changes that are going to happen, we really need to start taking care of ourselves too, you know, because we're not going to be any good to like helping, you know, like usher humanity into this big shift and change if we're not resting and taking care of ourselves.
no, we have to. You know, I do know that if I go on when I go on the ship with everybody, I might just want to just go into a restroom and or whatever and just say, you know, I need to lay down for a couple hours. I've been doing so much work on the planet. You got to give me a break. So I'm willing to stay on the ship for about 3 weeks and then come home.
You'll have your own quarters when you go on there. They'll have your own, it'll look just like your own bedroom at home because they
Oh,
want you
really?
to feel as comfortable as possible. Yeah, because everything, every detail is down to whatever your bedroom looks like where you sleep at. That's what they'll have your quarters will look like.
Oh, that's good.
Mhm.
I mean, I'll be excited to see everybody, my sister, my brother, sisters, my brother, and my father and mother, and everybody, and your parents and everybody. But I know the first thing I'm going to do, unless I have a lot of energy, I'm just going to go and take a little snooze for a while on the ship. This will be good. And the thing is, it's interesting. Like I find the dynamics of all of these things happening in our lives now on the planet with everybody out here watching, we all are going through different things. And I told Brett earlier, I said, how many people are feeling an energy shift in their body? Some people said they feel nausea, headaches. That's all part of all this new energy coming in here. And it's going to definitely affect you in different ways. It might make you tired. In our case, I get a little bit tired and I'm taken out of body for me. But it's different for everybody, you know? I'm sure it is.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. It's like everybody like straight across the board because I asked the same thing like if anybody else was feeling like like time is going by really quickly. I don't know if you're feeling the same way, but I've noticed that the days feel like they are going by super fast.
Yeah.
And it was straight across the board. Like every single person in the audience was saying yes, that they felt the same way. And then the thing about like being overtired has also been like everybody's been like really tired lately.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if it isn't because things are speeding up right now.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes when the weekend comes about, I might be driving, have all this energy, all of a sudden, bam, I feel like I'm being taken out of body to go off planet. And then I say, you can't do that to me because I'm actually driving. So I'm not, like, so I got to get home because I'm like too tired to do this. And sometimes I'll say to myself, when I know they're going to take me out, I said, don't take me out while I'm driving. I need to have the energy. So sometimes I have to stop. I might stop and get an ice cream or something, and then get out of the car and just like take a deep breath and look at the sky or whatever, and then get back in the car and drive again. But that's, I think everyone's going to be different. K. Smith says, I'm in and out of hospital 3 times last 2 weeks. Well, I hope you feel better, K. Smith. I didn't know that. So it's really important that we kind of realize that we have to take care of ourselves, like you were saying, April, in order to do the work we're going to be doing, and all of us eventually, everybody out there will be eventually doing something, is that we really got to be prepared and be awakened in the sense of we have a big responsibility. Whoever you are out there, you're going to have responsibilities. You do now. Even if you're not going anywhere, you're here on the planet to help the planet and, to bring peace on earth, to stop all the destruction of our planet. And someone's saying, Commander, Bobby needs help with his cat, possibly being abducted, he thinks. A cat being abducted. We can help him, I think. Bobby, you there with us? Are you in the room? You're watching Encounters. I've never heard of it. Well, not to say it's never happened. I've never heard of a cat abduction before.
So this was from the other night when I went off planet. This was one of the 2 pictures that my outside security camera picked up. That blob is actually me going up in the beam,
Oh,
and
you're
that
going up in the
that
ship through
light
the
up
beam.
that light up top is the spaceship light.
Okay, so the spaceship light, folks, is up top, and there's April's going up through the beam into the spaceship. Oh, Jordan says, he said you sent him a ship, and next morning his cat went missing. When I say an Ashtar command ship there, it wasn't to take your cat away from you. That's interesting. I don't know. The Ashtar command would never take your cat.
No, they wouldn't do that.
They wouldn't do that.
They love pets. My
Yeah,
my dogs run past them and don't even bother with them, and my dogs are very protective of my land.
yeah. Okay, Bobby, I'm not saying, he's not saying your ship. He says, let me see if we can bring Bobby up here. Bobby, we're going to bring you up here. You're talking to 2 of the best people on the planet, April and myself. Come on up and accept the request, and we'll help you here. Okay, he may have been frightened. So, Bobby, we just invite you to come up live with us. I just pressed the guest request. On the multi-guest options, Bobby, press that, and we can bring you on here. You'll see a multi-guest option. If you've never done this before, just press that, accept, and we'll bring you on here live. Hopefully. Oh, he wasn't saying it was the Ashtar command. He says it's not related.
Yeah, I just
And
got
my
that.
wife
I'm
will
on
think
that
I'm
phone,
nuts.
Commander. Can you hear it?
But
Hold on. I just heard not us.
yeah. So, Bobby, it wasn't the Ashtar command. It was an unrelated spaceship, unrelated to us. April just heard one of the commanders on the ship say, not us.
Can you hear him talking?
I can't hear anything, so my earpods are not working.
Oh, I wish your earpods were working. They're actually talking right now.
Let me see if I could. I don't understand these earpods. I've got the earpods on here, and I don't want to go to my other thing because it'll pause me on here.
This is what I do, guys. Every time these guys are talking on here, I'm like this with my ear. You guys should be happy you don't see what I'm doing when the camera's not on.
Just reset my earpods. I
They
just heard that.
Yeah, okay, so they're talking. I told you they're talking. You could hear that?
Yeah, they're talking English.
Yep. Yep. That was them. Yep.
Yeah, they're just talking, folks, through the show here. Our Ashtar Command people on the ship are talking through April's phone right now to us. I wish the Ashtar Command would fix my earpods because they say they're in sync with my phone and I'm not getting able to, I don't understand what's going on with these earpods.
Maybe you can resync them. Like, well, not right now, but after the show, try to resync them and see if you can get them back to
Yeah,
functioning.
I'm going to have to try to do that.
Or shut your phone off and turn it back on and kind of reset things and then try to resync it. Because I
Yeah, I
had to
won't
do
do
that with
that.
my earpods.
I'll do that after the show, probably. I'm like, I went through an energy shift tonight. I'm like now wide energy wise. I'm wide awake. I don't know what just happened, but I'm like, I got like this energy just went right through me.
It's
I'm
because
just like,
the four of the five of us are in the room right now.
oh, interesting. Interesting. Yeah. So Bobby J, that would be something else or someone else that wasn't our ships. Our ships don't do that. Our people don't do that, actually.
No. They actually have pets on the ship. They love animals.
Yeah.
They're very much in sync with our nature.
If Bobby were to come up here, I can help him. I know I could, but he's not. Is he still here, Bobby J? Bobby J, you still with us? You're watching Encounters. I'm CmdrAleon with the Ashtar Command. I'm also host of 21 years on WESU Radio, NPR Pacific Radio of Ashtar Command Radio. Can they help him find his cat? For all our relatives, that's a great question.
No.
I don't know the answer to that. I don't know if our family, our space family, can help him find his cat. I don't know. I know Kelly, my cat, was inside. Okay, Bobby J, we need to get you up here. I'm pressing the guest button here. Bobby J, do you know how to come on live? Do you just press the guest request and we can get you on here? We can help you. So she was hiding. Then it says, so she was hiding. Um, hmm.
They're having a whole conversation, and
Bobby J saying only found her collar the next morning. So you found the collar and not the cat. No, it wasn't our ship though, Jordan. Unrelated. Our ships weren't involved in any of that. That's something else. Oh, don't be afraid, Bobby J. We don't want you to be afraid, man. Actually, we really do need you to come up. We don't need you to be afraid. We're gonna, we'll be very supportive here. We want to help you.
you don't even have to put your camera on if you just want to. You can leave your
Just do
camera
audio.
off if you're shy.
Yeah, if you come on just audio, you don't have to do camera, just your voice. All you have to do is your voice. Don't be afraid. Because right now, April and I are on here. The Ashtar Command is watching the show. They're listening to the show. And I really do believe I can help you. I really do believe I can help you. I'm being told I can help you. But I can't help you unless you come up here. It's really hard to help related to sentences.
Why are you not coming up?
And now would be a good time because right now, Bobby, our space family, our actual family on the ship, they're listening to the show and what you're saying. And we can definitely help you. We're very connected in that way.
They're saying don't be afraid.
Our space family, Bobby, is talking to you. They're saying, don't be afraid. They're on the spaceships right now. They're saying, do not be afraid.
We can't force him if he doesn't want to come
No,
up. But
we can't force him. All right, Bobby, maybe another time we'll have you on here. Think about it, meditate on it. If you still don't find your cat the next time I see you, think about coming up here. We'll help you. There's certain things I can and cannot do. I'm fully activated in many ways by my space family, but there's still many things I cannot do, you know. But yeah, no worries. You come up when you feel you're ready, and we'll help you. Oh, thank you, Bobby. We love you, brother. Your wife thinks you did that to the cat. I'm sorry that she thinks that. Well, I wish you well, many blessings and love to you, and I hope all is well for you. All right. Well, all we can do is just, send our love to Bobby J and hope that his cat reappears.
and somebody was suggesting, Bobby J, to maybe let your neighbors know that your cat is missing and see if any of them have any cameras. Maybe they've spotted it outside. That's a really good. I wouldn't have thought about that, but yeah, that's really awesome.
Yeah,
That's
that is really important. Neighbors could be the best friends in the world, and they could
yeah.
possibly help you. Your neighbors definitely can help you. Well, that's the first time I've heard of that happening. If for all our relatives, he says, go door to door. I would do that. Yep. And we have a cat in our house. She's known Missy. She's sleep. She's actually, I don't know where she is. She's sleeping. She's in our house. She's sleeping.
Yeah,
You know.
my dogs, they don't mind him at all. They don't even pay him any attention. And like I said, like even my old dog who whines a lot, but he's a pit bull boxer and he's 150 pounds of solid beef.
Wow.
And he doesn't bother with them one bit. He actually wags his tail when they're around.
Oh, good.
So
River Blue says my cat got locked in a neighbor's garage. For a cat, that could be traumatizing.
yeah,
For a cat.
Commander's all about his little space kitty.
Oh yeah, earlier. She likes me to rub her belly, and then when she gets tired of me rubbing her belly, she'll turn and look at my wife or me, and then I rub her belly, and then she starts to try to catch my hand, and then I rub her foot, and we play a little game.
And if you can't tell, that kitty rules the house there.
Pretty much, yeah, she does. She does.
We love the kitty. She's our
She's been really good about not interfering with the rate with the program here. It's pretty amazing. I know she's sleeping, so once in a while, folks, you'll see Missy the kitty on here. Not often, but once in a while.
she's a famous space kitty,
It's a famous space kitty.
the Ashtar Command kitty.
She is the Ashtar Command kitty.
We
Yeah,
love the commander's kitty. I know. You see my dog trying to get in on the action over there. He's
yeah,
something. She is something else. She is like, and if I won't let her come on, she squirms her way closer to the phone and will like stretch her paw out, lay on her back, and act like she's sleeping, but she's really not. She's playing
yeah.
possum, and she'll put her paw out and like try to stretch it to be on the screen, like just her paw. Just something else. She thinks she's human.
I'm thinking this is a weird thought that if my daughter has my earpods and I have hers, would that affect my ability? But it shouldn't because, yeah, I'm just thinking as I'm talking about all these things here. But welcome to the show, everybody. This is Encounters, and this is the late night show. And we're on here usually weeknights. Once in a while, we take a night off like we did last night, which is always a good thing. And we usually on at 11. I came on at 10:30 tonight or earlier, but we are on here. We'll be on here all night tonight. We're going to go till 12 midnight the following morning. No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to do that.
There was one what was it, the one of the guys that's a regular in the show, he did a live the other day and he was on for 14 hours straight.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 14 hours straight.
Nope. I mean, I can probably do it, but I'm not. When I used to do radio up in Vermont,
Mhm.
folks, when I did radio at WGDR FM, we pulled an all-nighter and we were playing albums. There was no such thing as CDs. This was like in the 70s, and we played albums. We played the Moody Blues, and we were on all night. And guess what happened? We didn't have a carpeted floor in the station,
Uh-huh.
and me and this other guy were playing the music, and I started falling asleep on the seat. I fell off the seat, hit my knee against the hard floor, and I wouldn't even want to repeat the words I said for a few minutes. But I I fell off that chair so hard, and when I got up, I was hurting like a puppy. And luckily, the other person was there. We had the music going. We were playing album sides, and but no one ever knew that I fell because I was off air at the time it happened. Okay, Donna says this is interesting. Hey, Donna, she says, how can I find out who our star seeds are? Your star family? Well, if you'd be a star seed, so instead of saying find out who your star seeds are, you want to find out who your star family is. So you'd be the star seed trying to find your star family, Donna. That's what you want to do. Is now the way to do that is through meditation. You want to do some meditation, focus on what you remember. Obviously, you have some memory of something. You want to kind of go back into the higher self. What's that picture of?
I knew that's gonna get your attention. That's nobody. That's not your father in there standing with a device outside up in the mountain. That's a weather part of the weather device that they use to bring the purified water down. But that's your father standing up against it with doing that like Captain Morgan doing that kind of like, or he's holding on to it
Is
like
he
that. He has
like?
his leg
Does
up
he have
there.
his arm down, holding onto it?
Yep, right here,
And
and
that
that's his
and is that
uniform.
the face?
This is the back of his head actually, because he's watching for the ship that's right there. It's a
Oh,
little bit
he's
blurry,
looking
I know,
up.
guys.
He's looking. His head is the back of the head, looking the other way.
This is his Ashtar Command uniform. That's his legs, and then he's holding on to the pyramid device that they have on the ground that helps bring those tornado things down. And the
Yeah,
ship is
yeah.
on its way, and he was waiting for it. There's a ship right there.
Oh wow! You have to send me a copy of that. Yeah, that's
Maybe.
crazy. When did you get that picture?
Oh, I had this one for a while. I got so many, Commander. I forget
Oh
which
my
one I have.
God!
I just came across. I forgot, and I just came across that one. But
That's an amazing
that's
photo.
yeah. You can see his full uniform.
Oh wow, that's interesting. I would like to please have a copy of that. That's really impressive. One Cup Pretty Color says, I don't understand 70s, but you have teached me stuff. I think you're saying I have taught you stuff or you teach me stuff, if I get what you're saying. I don't understand 70s music, maybe, or 70s, buddy. You have teached me stuff. I think that's what you're trying to say. I'm trying to translate that. Kelly Must, I'm interested why everyone is seeing things differently now. So Kelly, I think we can both answer that question. It's just because there's a shift in consciousness, there's a shift in our realities, there's a really big shift in the way the planet is right now. There's also a lot of crazy stuff going on the planet, on our Earth, that is really absolutely nuts. I'm feeling that energy. I feel multiple energies on our planet. So when you're seeing all these young people, I call them the indigo children. The indigo children they're driving the planet nuts now because the old energy of some of these people, they don't like the indigo children because they're saying we don't want to live on a planet that's destroying itself. And so there's a lot of the old energy and this new energy coming and saying we're going to have a new planet and you folks need to get out of our way because we're coming through. And you see that if you look at the earth-based energies of these young students around the world in all these different countries, just rising up and saying, we want peace. We don't want people being killed. We don't want war anymore. These are the indigo children. These are once the babies. These babies are now grown adults. And they're saying, this is going to be a different world. And we in the galactic levels, like April, you, me, and everybody out there, we're all on another level saying, which the kids probably don't know yet, that we are going to have intergalactic communications with our many planetary worlds of light eventually in the next year and a half or whatever, that are going to be here, that already are here, and many more are coming incognito for the moment, because it's not time yet for the revelation of our space people from different planetary worlds yet. But they are coming, and that's why everyone's saying things differently, Kelly, now, because the energy is shifting. If you're feeling different than you did a year ago, that's because you're being shifted in your consciousness, your energy shifting. And I'm turning over to April, because she can also talk in many aspects of that, because she also knows from experience what she's experienced, as a person that has been on the spaceships over 14 times with our space families. She knows from that shift, and she's been through the shift from before that happened to now. All the contact she's been happening with her star family, she's used to it, she's more comfortable with it, and she can explain how that transition of energy happens, Kelly, too.
And I just want to also explain too that the veil is thinning right now because time is changing, and our timeline for contact is sped up. So while this is happening, the veil is also thinning. So now people are starting to see more things and pay attention to more things than they were before, especially after believe it or not, even though COVID was a nightmare, COVID also was a secret blessing. See, they blessed us when they did COVID, as much as it was, horrible for us to go through. But because we were forced to sit still for so long, that now we're starting to see things that we normally would have been too busy to see before. Right.
Yeah.
So before we were so busy working and dealing with, getting our kids back and forth to school. And because a lot of us were forced to stay home for a while, we started paying attention to starting to see things that we didn't see before. So now
Yeah.
people are starting to pay attention to these things. Okay, so we started seeing things out the corner of our eye, or started seeing like maybe just using fairies, but started seeing like maybe fairies and things like that. So now that the veil is thinning, those things are being and those things are becoming more visible. I cannot talk tonight either, visible to us,
Right.
so now people are starting to see things more like they didn't see before. I mean, even people that every single person, okay, and I know I've said this before, but I'm just going to say it again, every single person has a fairy protector that they are born with. As we get older, we have been told that those things are not real. You're too big to see stuff like that, and we convince ourselves that these beings are not here, when in fact they've been with us our whole lives. And now people are starting to see these things. People are starting to see orbs and fairies and more cryptids than they had before. And that's because the veil is thinning, and because when COVID did happen, like, we were forced to sit still. So now we're paying attention to this stuff. And
Yeah.
then when we start paying attention is when we start seeing more things. And this is
Yeah.
stuff that we had overlooked for the longest time because we were too busy in our human lives to see this stuff. But now we're not. Now we're starting to see more things, and it's not just those things, but while we're seeing the cryptids and stuff that are becoming more visible, we're also seeing space beings, spaceships, and they want us to see them. They want us to notice them, and they want to make contact with us. They just don't want to frighten us, so they're
Right.
doing it slowly.
And also, Bobby J says, not joking, can space people take a brain from someone or switch it? No, they can't take a brain from anybody or switch it. Like our current president, um, no. Wherever you're getting those thoughts from, I would say no. I'm again, because I work in the realm of the higher frequencies. Bobby, I work with the Astral Command, so from our level of consciousness, that would never be anything that we would perceive. I would not know of anything like that occurring. To answer your question,
They wouldn't do something like that
no,
anyway.
no, space people
Not the
won't do
good
that.
space beings are like that's not something that they would do. They
No,
don't want to mess with us. They want to help us.
yeah. Let's see. Too many. One Cup Pretty Colors says, too many deaths and riots, too much on earth. We need love and prayer. Love and prayer is always a good thing. And not only that, if everyone loves and learns to be that energy of love, which we need to be on the planet, it will help transition our planet into a better place. Okay, we're going to take that person out. It looks like they have a little bit of a problem. The commander saw the comment. They will no longer be commenting that Queen, the something Mali, whatever they call themselves. They have now been taken off the planet. I've just done my job here. The commander has done his job. Yes, indeed, brothers and sisters. You see, this is one thing, the trolls and all these weird things that happen sometimes on my show. I'm very alert. Let's see. April, Lexicon says, April, actually, I have a guardian angel. Thank you. And Lexicon says that, April.
You do. Every single one of us do.
Yeah, Lexicon, right. You're right, Lexicon. That's why I don't read anything on the internet websites. It's all misinformation.
It is.
You know,
I
we
don't
get
even
our
watch the news
information.
anymore. I don't watch the
Yeah,
news anymore either. It's just such misinformation. If I want to know what the weather is, I'll just open the door.
yeah,
Honestly, if I need to hear anything else of importance, it'll usually come.
yeah. And one person here is saying we actually are living in the most peaceful time in history. In one way, that's true. In another way, we are at the end of the old energy, which has been causing conflict. That's all going to end. It won't be able to sustain itself on the planet. Heart Mom says, I'm having tons of synchronicities every day. Interesting.
And that's awesome because that's your space family starting to guide you to where you need to be in your life right now.
And One Cup Pretty Color says, I believe angels are space people.
There are angelic beings.
Yeah. Jody Pickle Long says, my family and I have always been able to see. We started to see more lately. I'm not afraid.
That's awesome. That's what we want is we want people to not be afraid because these beings are coming to help.
And Jody, what have you been seeing lately? Can you share, Jody, what you've been seeing? What have you been seeing lately, Jody? Oops. We're only at 69,000. We need to get up to 100,000. I need everybody to go and tap on your phone. If you want to tap with one or two fingers, you can do it. If everybody taps really quickly, can we get up to 100,000 before 1:30? We're almost at 70,000. I think we can do it. Jody Picklong says, orbs yesterday. Hey, Jody, would you like to join April and I on the show here? I'm sending a guest request to you. If you like to join us on Encounters, all you have to do is press the accept button and we'll put you on the show. Simple as that. No worries at all. Let's see what happens with Jody. Jody says, my ring, oh, thank you. My ring camera picks it up.
Cameras are the best way to pick up things. I'm telling you, because they don't see light in the same way that our eyeballs do, so they can often pick up really cool stuff.
And we have invited Jody up. She says she sees orbs through her ring camera. That's pretty cool. I'm just looking. Oh, I will send you. Jody, come on another night with us. We're on usually nightly. Sometimes we broadcast from an Ashtar Command spaceship. And when we do that, it's amazing on the spaceship because then you will see us in space and we have a window. When the window opens up, we're out of the planet's atmosphere on the spaceship with the command, and we do an international intergalactic TikTok broadcast on the ship. We'll be able to show you the stars. You'll see me in a spacesuit, and I won't be wearing this kind of shirt. I guarantee it. I'm just kidding. But definitely you're welcome to come on the show. Yeah, any night after 11 o'clock, we're on the air. I mean, on the air. I'm talking radio. We're on the show here. And now it's KSRP Radio. No. I have notes to finish for work. I'm a doctor for a hospital for 22 years. Well, definitely, when you finish your work and one night when you don't have anything to do, you can come on here, Dr. Jody, and we'll be happy to have you on the show. Donna Val says, I want to ride on a spaceship.
It's fun.
I cut pretty color says, I love to wear my favorite shirts on ship. Oh, we'd be delighted to have you when you're not having to do the stuff you're doing. Ambassador McLeod says, you will get your chance.
Yes, you will.
We have a lot of awakened people on here.
I think this is awesome. More and more people are waking up, you know.
And it feels good to know that we are, coming together. This show really is a place where I wanted to bring people together from all over the world. This is why this show is so important. And this is why I started to do this show at the beginning of 2023. And that's how I met Johnny, Kit Kat, Chesno. Oh, look at that picture. Who's that?
It's my father.
That's a great picture of your father. That's so physical there. So, folks, if you're watching this, this is April's father from the Ashtar Command, and she had a picture of him. Look at the picture. She's sharing some pictures about of her father. And how was the picture taken?
He came through the rift. This was taken
He
off.
came through the rift. So her father came through a rift. You don't know what a rift is? It's a galactic opening. I'll keep it simple. And with the galactic opening, he came through that ship, off the ship, into her room, or into her room. So that would be April's father. They're human. He's about 8 feet tall, 7 feet?
That's about 7, 8 feet tall.
7, 8 feet tall, her
He's an
father is.
angelic being.
He's an angelic being.
Yep, and he does have wings when he's standing still, like how I'm standing right now. His wings kind of like drag down behind him, almost like a cloak.
Wow.
But his wings look like this. See this light that's around him?
Yeah.
His wings look like that. His wings are like made
Wow.
of energy, and they're functioning wings.
And is the light sort of like an energy field around his body?
Yeah, that's part of the rift when he comes through it. That's the
Yeah.
way the rift looks on when they're coming
Interesting.
through. It's the energy from the rift.
So when we go on the ship, April, now that I know what the rift is and see the rift opening, so if I'm in my living room and we're all like hanging out or whatever, they'll open a rift up and then I just walk in through the rift and then I'm on the ship.
If they pull you through a rift, yes. If
If they
that's how
pull you
they
through.
collect you, then I'll show you what a rift is.
Okay. So if you know what a rift is, that's a rift.
That's a
And the
rift. And
opening up,
they can open those like the curtains, or they can step through
yeah.
them depending on how wide they are. But this was like the start of a rift when it was starting to open. But they can physically pull these open like they're curtains. It's weird, but that's an opening into one of their ships or to a dimension. I can't remember which one this one was.
Yeah.
This one was the one when they took me to the old woods. So this one went the other side of this rift went into my mountains.
Oh,
But
really? Okay.
this is what a rift looks like. It's like a tear in time and space.
Oh, wow. So they can do that naturally, and it's just something they can naturally do. It's very interesting.
But that's a rift.
And so we'll stay on here for just a little bit longer, and we'll answer your questions, April and I. We can certainly do that. We have a lot of knowledge, and not to mention we are still learning a lot of things, but we still have a lot of knowledge. Any questions? Anybody want to come on and ask a question with us?
Can you see it now?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, they said
And
they
it
couldn't see
looks
it. I
like
put
little
my fat
stars, like
headphones.
the middle of it.
What's that?
It looks like little stars in the opening.
It's because it's an energy. It's an energy tear in time and space. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that's it. That's just like little sparkles from the light or from the I don't know from the energy.
Ambassador Emma Cloud says, are you guys sun gazing? If you sun gaze between 8 a.m. and 10, you can connect with frequencies. Interesting. I can't see it either. It's just tan. Busy B84. Let's see here. Oh, Cheryl, where's Cheryl? We see her. Cheryl would like to join us. Cheryl is going to be brought on to talk with us. Let's see if Cheryl is able to join us here. I think she is. You're watching Encounters. This is the #1 spiritual UFO talk show. CmdrAleon from Mars, and April also from off planet in Vermont here on TikTok. Cheryl, good evening. Good to see you.
Hi, Cheryl.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Huh?
Um, I've been on this show for like a year and a half, and all of a sudden I got backflashes when I was like 10 years old, and I was wondering if you guys would know what that means.
Hmm.
I sat up at my grandma's house in bed upstairs because I felt weird or something, and there was an Indian man right at the foot of my bed. And I wasn't sleeping or nothing. It was before I went to sleep. And he was just looking at me. And I don't understand what that means.
And when you say Indian man, what do you mean Indian man? Can you explain?
Like he's an Indian and he had the long hair and he had one of those
Thank you.
things around his head like Indian band or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I
All
don't
right.
know what that
Like,
means.
like,
I
an,
don't
like an Indian man from India, or you're not talking
know.
like
Like an Indian tribe man or
an
Oh,
something.
Indian
okay.
tribe,
Like a
a
Native
Native American.
American.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
And I don't understand what that means, but I got scared and started screaming for my mom because I don't know him. And by the time my mom came upstairs, he was gone.
Mm-hmm.
Just that quick. I don't know where he went, but it freaked me out. I thought about that for years, but then I stopped thinking about it until I was coming on the show. Something just brought that up in my head.
It was
Yeah.
probably your space family trying to get like how when I had my first encounter, Cheryl, if you remember me telling the story, how when he came to my door, I slammed the door in his face because I got startled, and that's probably what happened with you. It was probably somebody from your space family trying to get in contact with you, or trying to slowly have contact with you. But you got scared, so they probably didn't feel like you were ready, or maybe you were too young.
Yeah, I was a child.
Yeah, and then they didn't want to frighten you, so they probably blocked your memory until you were ready to remember, which is now, I'm assuming. So they're starting to unblock your memory.
Well, I at first thought it had something to do with my grandpa because my grandpa like died a year or two um before he came to my room, and my grandpa is native,
Oh, really?
90% native.
Hmm.
That's interesting.
That could have also been a possibility.
So I don't know what all that means. I thought about it for years. I'm 70 now, but I was 10 years old then.
Yeah.
I don't
I
I
don't
don't dive too
actually.
much into the paranormal, Cheryl, but if you want to message me later, we can talk about it.
Yeah, I'm not. I would say, Cheryl, that I'm not getting any real readings. Normally, I can, but obviously, when it happened, you had a response to what happened, and for me, listening to it, it looks almost like they want you, he or whatever, wanted you to remember something. Were they just silent? Did they say anything, or just
No,
stand
they
there
didn't
silent?
talk. They didn't say nothing or nothing. He was just looking at me. So that freaked me out for years.
Okay,
Hmm.
I know exactly what it is, and just private message me, Cheryl, and I will explain it to you.
Okay, if I know how to do that.
All you got to do is just if you push my profile picture, it'll bring you up and it'll say message underneath. Well, it'll tell where it says how many followers I have or whatnot, and it'll say message. Just hit that message, and then you can just type up however long of a message you want, and
Yeah,
I'll respond. I'll explain it to you.
yeah,
Commander
Okay.
doesn't get into paranormal on his show, so
I know. She can
I
answer your
hope it
question.
ain't paranormal.
just
Yeah.
private message me. We'll talk.
Yeah, talk to
Yeah.
Cheryl on a private. I mean, Cheryl, talk to April on private messaging. She'll help you out.
Okay, thank you. I was just been worried about that for so long that I thought I'd say something.
Don't worry. Just
Yeah.
private message me. It's a good thing.
All right.
Okay. All
There
right.
you go. All right. Hey, Cheryl, thanks for coming up on Encounters.
Yeah, sometimes I have to have the nerve. I've already seen 2 spaceships, you know that story.
Oh yeah, yep. She's seen spaceships too. Yeah,
Yeah, 2 of them.
Nice.
So, but this one
yeah.
was really freaky.
Well, Cheryl, definitely. April definitely will help you out without a question.
Okay, thank you so much. But you have to take me down. I don't know how to do that.
Oh, I can do that.
Okay.
I can run a spaceship. I can do this too. Yeah, spaceship encounters. Jody, thank you for the roses. We appreciate it. Come up at 1:16 a.m. in the morning here on your favorite show, Encounters, the only #1 spiritual UFO talk show on social media, major media, or any media. So welcome to our show. We're almost at 100,000. We're at 91.8. We can do it, folks. If everybody taps, we can do it. 240 great people on here. You want to know how many people have watched this show since I came on? 7.7 thousand people have watched this program since 10:30 p.m. last night, and it's now almost 1:30. 7.7 thousand, 7,700 people have actually physically been in the show, watching the show. There you go.
It's a big number there, mister. Doing good.
And let me see here. Okay, yeah, we're going to take that person out. I'm blocking somebody, and I will take them out, and they are no longer going to be here. I won't mention their name. I just took them out. Thank you for letting me know about that person. And we did take him out. Yep, we got him out. The commander is in action. When trolls come in here, the commander will take them out. Guaranteed. Thank you for the hat, Sandra. We appreciate it. Dana, welcome to the show. Now, for people just getting in here, you haven't missed anything because we're going to be on here till 12 midnight. Now it's now 1:17 a.m. That means I'm going to have to drink a lot of apple cider and be on here till midnight Thursday. No, it's not happening. But we're having fun here. We are a serious show. Luckily I do have a sense of humor, but I also will get serious. I'll hear a story that a person needs help, or when you want to learn things about what's happening with the changes now. I really do want to help everybody out there, and we try to keep it on the upper levels of light and positivity here. What is that we're looking at, Cheryl?
Who's Cheryl?
I mean, not Cheryl. Oh, why did they do that to you? Uh, I think I'm getting a little bit tired. April, what are we looking at?
Those are fairies, and those are fairies in their purest forms.
Oh, really? That's beautiful. Look at that.
Those are what they look like before they transform into humanoid beings.
Oh, wow. That's very cool. Everybody look at that. And the one thing is, April has a lot of photos, so many photos, that this is only like a little tip of the iceberg of the cosmic reality of things she's experiencing.
I have proof of everything, guys. I got proof.
Yeah. And let's see who, Marco Mystics says, how did you receive the message about early contact, then previously 2027? Marco, you asking me or April? And then the other question I have from Bobby J is, how did you learn to fly a spaceship? I know that April knows how to fly a spaceship. I probably could too, but that's not my expertise area. But how did you receive messages about early contact previously, which 2027?
From the
I
space
can.
beings themselves.
You want to answer the question, or do you want me to?
I can answer it. From the space beings themselves. That's how we know. They gave
Yeah,
us that information.
and I will also jump in. For me, before I came on TikTok, I knew on Facebook that there was a timeline originally of 2027. And then I was guided to the fact that it wasn't going to be 2027, that it's now going to be 2026. Then I was guided to the fact that the timeline, like April was just saying, has been sped up so much, folks, that we are now looking at between 2025 and 2026. You're talking about a year and a half before we have contact, roughly. Now, not to say that the timeline can change. If it does, we won't be looking on websites for information. April and I will, well, when we go on the ships, we'll have information. All of us, at some point, all of the five of us together will have the same information. And that's crucial because there'll be things that we'll be able to share with you. Other things I'm sure we won't be able to share at the moment. They'll say, do not share this. They'll tell us what we can tell you. And it's going to be a gradual thing where we're going to teach people and tell you what we can tell you. What we cannot tell you
And we've
is not
been
because we
real
don't want.
transparent about everything. Real
Yeah, we are very
transparent.
transparent. But whatever we can tell you, if it's personal for us, then we obviously can tell you. But if it's not personal for us, then we're going to tell you, which is a lot of the stuff will be transparent and we'll be able to tell you. And we're not going to be using crystal balls in our house. We don't have any pendulums coming out of our head. No cards are flipping out of our head. We have none of that stuff. We're not looking at checkers for the answer. We're just going to tell you the information. And that's what we do. Friday night is our night. It's called our Ashtar Command Q&A night. So on Friday night, April and I will answer your questions. On Friday night, our space family gets to join us, which they're always watching, but they get to really participate in a way where they can either verbally communicate with us or they will use different music on Friday nights that have a message for the people watching. And normally the music they select has a message regarding our planet and how we relate to each other. So that's Friday night. Why are they moving up to date? I think both of us can answer that question. It's because things are rapidly shifting in the universe. It's not so much just Earth, it's the whole universe. Everything in the universe is shifting. So when there is a shift in a timeline, it's a timeline shifting on every planet, every solar system, every galaxy within the universe. And that's what we're going through. Now, some people think the Earth is just shifting, but that's because you live on this planet. You have to look at it from a much more expansive consciousness that the whole universe is shifting. Everybody's shifting together. It's not one by one by one by one. It's a whole collective of every single planet in the system.
And then most of you that are light workers in here, or Reiki workers, or anybody who's had contact, knows that you've also been receiving downloads, and the downloads are happening more and more frequently to more and more people. And this is downloads of information, downloads of memories, all of that stuff has been happening to people. And this is also a way for you guys to know that the timeline is ramped up. It's been moved up, and which is why they are getting us all this information now, and people are getting all these downloads, that sensation of feeling overtired, mood swings, like weight on your neck. Any of that stuff is saying that you've been getting downloaded, or having very vivid dreams, things like that. That just means the timeline has been sped up, guys, and they are getting you guys the information you need to have for when the big contact does happen and the shift does start to begin.
Yeah, like Chrissy's saying, so May 25th. So Chrissy, May 25th, when April's here, we'll all be together in the apple orchard field. And that is really to be a place of visual contact. And we're going to record outside of our cars, not inside of our vehicles, which was a problem. We'll be outside of our vehicles looking at space with our cameras. So we'll be able to document anything that occurs. So when April and I are together with Chesno, another one of my cosmic brothers in Connecticut, Kit Kat from Long Island, and hopefully we're going to snag Johnny up from New Jersey. We're just going to, and plus my friends Greg and Elaine, who are with me, not on the internet. They don't use social media. They are my co-creators of the Ashtar Contact Group. We're going to have the right energy of people that are centered in the love frequency. And so we will have some interesting things. And we're just looking forward to being all together. So you see April in Vermont, I'm in Connecticut, but you're going to see us all on the same camera in the field. That's going to be very amazing. And I know our family on the ships are excited about that because they know that has to happen. And we've known for months that we are all to be together. And that's the beginning of what's going to happen. We first come together in the field, and then down the road, whenever they decide to do it, now that we've been together physically on the field, they will now decide when they wish to, open the rift and take each of us on the ship together. And we'll all come on the ship together. So when April goes on the ship from her location, the rifts will open up in all our locations, and they will take us on the board the ship through a rift or however they're going to do it. They will do it whatever way they need to do it, and we'll just be ready to do it. But the first thing for Chrissy on May 25th is really going to be such a stark event to have all of us together. Not just talking from different states or different countries, but April will be there with me and our other members of our group, plus the extended family of our group in that field. So yeah, it's going to be more of a visual. Hey, Rod, thank you. It's going to be more of a visual. Jim Palm says ringing in the ear. Let's see here. Truth Duo says lots of frequencies. Feeling you have wings. Elisa. Chrissy says they're definitely coming. Thank you, Chrissy. Let's see here. Oh, we hit 103,000 followers. 103,000 likes. But we are getting there. We are going to get to 100,000 followers pretty soon. I think we're almost at 60,000 followers now. So we need to get 40,000 more followers, and we'll get there organically. And as we now are getting close, we have 8,200 people that viewed the show since 10:30. 8,200 people, folks. That's a celebration. 8,200 people have actually been in this room broadcast since 10:30. Not constantly in here, but people have stayed here enough times to be here to hear what we have to say on the show, and that's a congratulations. So April and I are sitting here, but we've had 83,000 or 82,000. 8,200, not 2,000, 8,200 people viewing the program tonight, April. So that's pretty cool. And I think we'll call it a night. We're almost at 1:30. April, any final galactic words of wisdom from up north?
Just to, you guys keep your frequencies high, love each other, and do the next right thing. And we love you.
Oh, Alien says, wait a minute, no listening, huh? Alien, we didn't even know you were there. Let's see how many followers Alien, you only got 17 followers, brother or sister. You need to get up to 200 so we can hear your story, man. So Alien, Alien, if you're on tomorrow night, we're going to try to get you up to 200. So if you get up to 200, we'll have you on here. I just saw your neon colored ET looking thing icon. So definitely, we got to get you up to 200, brother or sister, to have you tell your story. All right. So I'm aware of you now. I am following you. Come on tomorrow night, Friday evening, and tomorrow's Thursday night. Man, I'm jumping days here. Come on tomorrow night, and we'll try to get you up to 200, and then you can tell your story and join us live on the show.
Yeah, everybody that's on here right now, go follow Alien so we can get him up tomorrow and
Yeah.
have him up so he can tell his story.
Yeah, and Alien, we definitely will now know that you're there. So I appreciate you. Everybody, Kate, have a good night. I appreciate everybody. Everybody follow each other. You've been great. We'll be on tomorrow night. This show is going to be recorded. It is. We'll have it on the YouTube channel, Astronaut Command Spaceship News. April, take care, and we'll catch you later.
Hey, brother.
All right, take care. And I'm going to sign off the show here. Thank you, everybody, for listening, watching. Have a good night.